The following is a special presentation of KDKA Eyewitness Sports.
Pirates 88 Hardball is sponsored by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. By Pizza Hut. We're making it great for you. And by the heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet.
Live from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California, it's the windup of a West Coast road trip, final meeting of the year in Dodger Stadium between the Pirates and the Dodgers. It's a hot one in Los Angeles this afternoon, beautiful sunny day, a bit warm as the Bucks and the Dodgers wind up their business. A very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to Dodger Stadium. I'm John Sanders, along with Steve Blass. At one point on this road trip, the Pirates were 1-3. They have now won 4 in a row. They've really gutted it out, played well, and they're in great shape as they go for the sweep this afternoon.
Well, you've covered all the bases, John. It's been a great trip because they were tested early in this trip. So many times the Pirates, along with other teams from the East, come west, and if you get off to a bad start, it's church. Take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals trip right now. But the Pirates really have showed a lot of character. They've played well. They've got a successful trip in the bag, and now it's bonus day.
And they have a brand new all-star on the mound. Bob Walk got a great surprise with breakfast. He's going to go to Cincinnati, but first he's got some business in Dodger Stadium.
It'll be interesting, John, to see how Bob Walk reacts to his selection as an all-star. As you can tell, he has been one of the 2 best Pirate pitchers this year. He's been very consistent, 9-4 mark, a great earned run average. And he's the kind of guy that you expect a big reaction from. When we talked to Bob down in the clubhouse, he's very excited about going to the All-Star game. He doesn't have any problem with arranging or rearranging plans for that All-Star break. And he's a guy that you really feel good for because he's bounced around a little bit. He's a grinder. He's the kind of guy that you're real happy for. So good luck to Bob Walk at the All-Star game, and good luck to him today.
Well, the other guys had a chance to get ready to go to Cincinnati because Orel Hershiser is known for a while that he is also going to that All-Star game. He is a pitcher who's been very strong this year, especially of late.
Well, he deserves to be in the All-Star game, a 13-3 record. He has struggled a little bit against the Pirates' lifetime. He's 7-5. He's worked a couple of games against the Bucks this year. He's won 1 and he's lost 1. He's worked a total of 13 innings against the Pirates and given up 22 hits. So the Pirates should feel a degree of confidence against Orel Hershiser, but he's the kind of guy also that can get in a groove and just really get it done in a hurry.
Well, here's the one thing about today, though, as far as the Pirates are concerned. If they can get the sweep here, that will be gravy. It will put them in a good spot as we head for the All-Star break. No more than 4.5 games out if they can win the ball game this afternoon. They've had a great trip. To win here, I think, with a battered bunch of guys, as you pointed out yesterday, would certainly be the capper to a great trip to California.
Well, it sure would, and the timing couldn't be better for the All-Star break because the guys are beat up a little bit, assorted bumps and bruises, nothing really serious, but a lot of things can really be taken care of in the 3 days off, so it's a good time for the All-Star break to occur.
And once again, Jose Lean will not be in the lineup. He is going to be off until after the break. We'll have the Bucks lineup and the first pitch from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles after this on the Pirates Television Network. Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. On a warm, sunny afternoon, the umpires are gathered at the plate. We're about to get the lineup cards presented and get this ball game underway. Bucks going for a sweep, trying to make it 5 in a row here in California. A great finish to what is the first half of the 1988 season. Let's check out the starting lineup for the Pirates tonight because Jim Leland has had to shuffle just a bit because of those bumps and bruises. Barry Bonds will be leading off and playing left field. In the number 2 spot for the 3rd straight game is Rafael Belliard at shortstop. Andy Van Slyke playing center field, batting 3rd. Then it's Bobby Bonilla. He's at 3rd base. It'll be R.J. Reynolds playing right field for Darnell Coles this afternoon, batting in the number 5 spot. Then Sid Bream, who's been hitting 6th most of the recent weeks at first base. Junior Ortiz will catch. Mike LaValliere will get some rest. And then Denny Gonzalez, who is playing 2nd and doing it well, will be in the number 8 spot in the order. Bob Walk for the Pirates out on the mound. Walkie with a record of 9-4. He'll bat 9th.
And a familiar look for the Dodgers defensively. Kirk Gibson in left field. John Shelby, the center fielder. Mike Marshall in right. 3rd baseman is Tracy Woodson, recently called up from Albuquerque. Dave Anderson at short. Steve Sachs, the veteran, at 2nd base. Danny Heap will crank it up at 1st base this afternoon. Mike Scioscia once again behind the plate for Orel Hershiser, who is one of the real blue chippers. There you see the lifetime numbers for the Dodger right-hander. All-Star caliber numbers. This year, 13-3, 246, 6 complete games, 2 shutouts. He is starting his 18th game. He's appeared in one other, and yeah, he got a save in that game, so he has been extremely effective. 135 innings, 108 base hits. Those numbers you know are good. I like those. 41 walks, 86 strikeouts, 2-to-1 ratio there. He's given up 13 home runs. That's a little more than he'd like to, and as we said, 1-1 against the Pirates this year in a couple of starts, 7-5 lifetime against the Bucks. He is one of the quality right-handers in the National League.
Bucks did rough him up a bit on May the 12th at Three River Stadium. He gave up 3 home runs in that ball game. He had won earlier against the Pirates in a Dodger sweep of the Bucks early in May. That was on the 4th of May. He went 6 1/3 innings, but he gave up 10 hits in that ball game. So he gave up 12 hits in the second time. He's given up 22 hits in his 2 starts against the Pirates. So as you pointed out a while ago, there should be a certain amount of confidence, at least offensively, for the Bucks. Another good sign too, the Pirates starting to swing the bats a bit better and score some more runs. We ran into the hot pitching early on this West Coast road trip, but the Bucks pitching certainly has been equal to anything that we've seen out here, and I think most of the players on the team will start by crediting the Pirate pitching for the success here in California.
Hear, hear. That is absolutely the truth. Today's umpires, Larry Poncino will be behind the plate. Fred Brocklander at second. Mike Winters, the new man, moves over to second base. John McSherry is at third. Orel Hershiser was the pitcher of the month in the National League in April. This is the quickest he's ever got to the 10-win plateau in his career. Last year he was 16-16. The year before 14-14 with Dodger clubs that really struggled a lot scoring runs. And Orel Hershiser, he's the kind of guy that you're going to get your answers to pretty quickly. He doesn't waste much time. He gets the ball and throws it. And usually you will see him either breezing through a game easily, or if he struggles, he's out of there quickly. He doesn't take too much time. He gets the job done one way or another very quickly. And he has won 6 in a row, 7 of his last 8. The number's very good. You look at his chart of recent starts, you don't see anything underneath 7 innings. So he takes his ball club deep into the ball game.
Let's check out the coaches for the Pittsburgh Pirates. A couple of familiar faces.
Gene Lamont and Tommy Sant. And they have had a busy trip, coming out early in all 3 cities, throwing batting practice. Tommy Lasorda wanting to get his ball club back going again. They've lost ground to the Giants the last 2 days, just holding a 3.5 game lead in the National League West now.
The Pirates 4.5 games, as we mentioned, behind the Dodgers, or behind the Mets. And the Mets right now are winning 3-2 or 4-3. They'll be all right. It's 4-3 in the 5th inning. Kevin McReynolds and Howard Johnson have homered in that ball game. I will keep you posted on everything in Major League Baseball as we go along. Bonds has had a lot of success against Hershiser this year. He's 4 for 8, and he's touched him up for a pair of home runs. Bonilla has also homered twice against Hershiser, and Van Slyke has homered once. Rolled foul by Bonds.
The assortment of pitches for Orel Hershiser: good fastball, good curve, good changeup. Good, good, good.
Barry in this series 3 for 7. Hit the 3-run home run last night. He's been swinging the bat pretty well after sitting out 4 games with that bruised left knee. 1-1 the count. We're just underway. Very happy to have you with us on this Sunday afternoon. Hope you're having a pleasant day. And like us, you're looking forward to the All-Star break. Foul back. Of course, the Bucks will be represented by the 3 players, and Greg Johnson will also be there.
He will not start. He was not. He was a write-in candidate. He didn't get a lot of votes, but apparently Whitey Herzog feels very strongly that he wants him there with him.
Greg, of course, handles the publicity for the ball club on the road. Understand that there will be a few more people also from the front office heading there, including Sid Thrift. Bernie Mullen will be going. Richard Anderson, Rick Cerrone. So I hope they all have a good time at the All-Star game. I will not be there. Bonds is caught looking.
Well, Orel Hershiser tried the fastball. It kind of tails back just a little bit. Missed with it the pitch before. This time he picks up the strikeout. See that ball move back just enough to nick that inside corner.
Well, I tell you, I thought the previous pitch looked like a better pitch than the one that was a called strike.
I agree. I think he could have been rung up on either one of them.
Rafael Belliard 3 for 9 here in Dodger Stadium in the series, and Rafael loves to come to this ballpark. Belliard a .429 career average in Dodger Stadium. he played here every day, he'd be an all-star.
Little personal data on Orel Hershiser. He's 29 years old. He was born in Buffalo, New York. He's cut out of that mold. 6'3", about 190. Great golfer. Was an amateur hockey player. Played some amateur baseball in the Johnstown area in that AAA-BA championship series that they hold up in the Johnstown area. That was back in 1979. He remembers the Pittsburgh area.
Went to high school in New Jersey, Cherry Hills. Falls behind in the count, 3 balls, no strikes.
Well, wouldn't you be careful to Belliard here?
Well, I would in this ballpark.
Guy hitting 400.
Belliard against Hershiser is 3 for 7 this season. And in his career, he's 8 for 19. So he does have to be careful. He's batting over 400 career-wise against Orel Hershiser. There aren't a lot of guys that can say that.
Just don't tape all those hits back to back to back. You might not get out past the infield, but Raphael will take them. They've all counted, and they've all counted well, and they've come in good spots.
Hershiser comes back to run the count full at 3-2.
Hershiser's numbers good in control, as we mentioned. 41 walks in his 135 innings, twice as many strikeouts. Chink in the armor, maybe home runs.
Another great crowd in Dodger Stadium. We had 40,690 paid on Friday. Last night, 46,662. And we're going to have in the area 45 or so probably this afternoon, between 40 and 45. It was picture day here, camera day. And they let the fans come down on the field, kind of rope off an infield area. And it was unbelievable. Belliard a grounder to Sachs at second. 2 away in the Pirate first inning.
You know, John, they had the people out there, and I had a pretty nice experience. There were a couple Pirate fans, and they called me out, and I signed an autograph. I told them before I signed, I said, my fee is $5. That's the most I can pay.
Did they come up with the cash? Well, they probably wanted to use a credit card.
No, I was paying.
Oh,
it's the most I could pay to let me sign their autograph. But it was great. Mickey Hatcher had the best time. He had a Dodger batting helmet with a beanie on the top. And you think the photographers didn't like that.
All-Star Andy. Three for 10 in the series. 3 runs batted in. Got the game winner in the game on Friday night. Orel Hershiser this year, 6 complete games and 2 shutouts. Van Slyke a grounder to Sachs. A strikeout, a couple of ground outs. The Bucks do not score in the top of the first. We'll meet the Dodgers when we come back to Los Angeles. Let's run down the entire Tommy Lasorda lineup for this Sunday afternoon. Steve Sachs leading off, playing second. Danny Heap for the second straight day is the first baseman. He's batting second. Kirk Gibson in left field, batting third. Mike Marshall, the right fielder, in the cleanup spot. Then it's John Shelby. He's swinging a hot bat, playing center field. Mike Scioscia, the catcher. Tracy Woodson in the 7th spot, playing third. Starting for the first time in this series, Dave Anderson gets the call at short, and Orel Hershiser out on the mound.
Defensively for the Pirates, Barry Bonds in left, Andy Van Slyke in center field, R.J. Reynolds in right, Bonilla at third, Belliard at short, Gonzalez at second, Bream at first. Junior Ortiz doing the catching for Bob Walk, 9-4 on the year. Does not have a decision against the Dodgers this year, but is 3-4 against them lifetime.
Pitched against the Dodgers on the 11th of May. Pitched very well. 8 innings, gave up 1 run. The Pirates went on to win that game 2-1. So that was another good outing, a quality start for Bob Walk, who is 9-4, a 2.56 ERA. Sachs in the series is 3 for 9, grounds it to second base. Gonzalez playing second and throws him out.
What a treat to wake up on a Sunday morning and get a plane ticket to Cincinnati, Ohio to play in the All-Star game. Wait till he walks out on that field. That is something. You go back and you're 10 years old again. And what a great feeling that is anyway, but especially in that setting.
Well, certainly well-deserved for Bob Walk. He has pitched outstanding for the Pirates. It was Walk who on this road trip ended his 3rd consecutive 3-game losing streak for the Pirates. In other words, he has been the definition of stopper. Danny Heap 1 for 4 so far in the first 2 games of the series. Breaking ball is inside, and Bob will use that breaking ball all afternoon long.
And you go back to the last third of the season last year when Bob Walk got in that starting rotation. Things started happening for the Pirates. And you wonder the excitement for Bob Walk, whether it would be a plus or maybe a distraction in this game this afternoon. There's no way of knowing that. Get more of an idea later on, about 2 hours from now.
Served into left field. Bonds cannot make the catch, so it'll be a base hit. Barry obviously still bothered a bit by that bruised left leg and not quite able to get the glove down in time. He short hopped it, and it's a single for Heap.
Got the big glove right there. Yep, there you go. Good camera work, and keeps on with that base hit. That's a classic swing for him, serving the ball out into left field. Barry not getting as good a jump as you expect from Barry Bonds, because he is a tremendous left fielder, and normally you'll see him right on top of that ball. It won't happen every time, but Bobby's capable of making that play.
Kirk Gibson has 3 hits in the series, 3 for 7, batting .303 on the year. Here's a guy who only knows one way to play baseball, and that's full out.
Full throttle.
We remind you that there is some severe weather, we understand, back in the Pittsburgh area. So we will be bringing you that information as the game goes along. Ball 1 to Gibson. Gibson signed by the Dodgers during the offseason. Fastball on the corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And now, as an indicator right there, Junior Ortiz moving out on the outside part of the strike zone, sitting there. Bob Walk getting him that pitch, so that's an indicator to both Walk and Ortiz. They might get that call in borderline situations. See him moving back out again.
Out of play up the left side. Gibson hitting .364 against the Bucks this year. A couple of home runs. Very solid performer. Pirate manager Jim Leyland, who on the Inside Pirates Baseball show gave you a quick update, a recap of where he thinks his ball club is at the traditional halfway point of the season. Actually, the Pirates now are Dodgers game number 84, and for the Pirates it's game number 86. Time is called. Walk steps off and everybody will step back.
Gibson, as you might guess, leading the Dodgers in several offensive categories. Just trails Mike Marshall in the RBI count by 1.
Gonzalez spears it.
Oh, great play there. And again, the timing had to be just right because Gibson hit that ball off the hand. So you have a tendency sometimes to jump too early thinking the ball is hit better than it really is. But that was a neat play. Look at that. That's full extension.
It was almost like it came off the bat like a line drive, but it was like a knuckle line drive. Kind of came at him in sections, and he was able to make the play. So Denio handles it at second base. 2 outs. Still the runner at first is Heap. And Mike Marshall will face Bob Walk. Center field. Van Slyke starts back, now retraces his steps a bit, and the Dodgers are done in the first. No score. We go to the second in Dodger Stadium on the Pirates Television Network.
Of the original party animal with the grand poobah of partyometry, Bud Light's own Spuds McKenzie, as he's planning tonight's big bash. His fans watch as he tans his way to party elegance, a facial and massage, and Spuds McKenzie is ready to party. And Spuds parties with only Bud Light. He knows everything else is just a light.
No score. Second inning in Dodger Stadium as the baseball bounces right into your living room. We have our first Giant Eagle home run inning of the afternoon. Mary Cortese of Leetsdale, PA, is our contestant, and if a home run is hit by a Pirate, $700 in Giant Eagle grocery certificates will head Mary's way and help her set her table. It'll be Bobby Bonilla, R.J. Reynolds, and Sid Bream here in the home run inning, the first of 3 that we'll have this afternoon. We've talked a little bit about Bobby on this road trip, and Bobby, of course, struggling a bit coming into yesterday's game. Actually, coming into this game, only 4 hits and 2 runs batted in on the road trip.
And if the Bucks were losing, there'd be a lot more attention paid to that. But once again, a compliment to the pitching, because the Bucks have won largely in part to the pitching. So you kind of slide over that problem that Bobby's in right now, slumping a little bit. Nobody's going to stay hot all year, so he'll come out of it.
Bobby has had 2 hits, though, 1 in each of the first 2 games of this series. He's also been intentionally walked, it seems like, about every other time up. He is 2 for 7 in the series with an RBI.
See Hershiser come up and in after the 0-2 count occurred. Let's see where he goes, whether he stays in there. Not going to go out.
Grounded to Sachs at second. Hit it hard, but Sachs was able to make the play. 3 straight batters have grounded out to second baseman Steve Sachs. Belliard, Van Slyke, and now Bonilla.
Number 23, right fielder.
Take a look at the location on this pitch. After coming up and in, what do we do? Go down and away. Not away as far as he would have liked to have gotten it. That's why Bobby got the good wood on it. That was the idea. Come up and in, and then low and away. Don't give him anything to hit, and don't walk him. That's the old pitching philosophy.
Fouled off by RJ.
I did have a pitching coach tell me that. He said, I'll tell you one thing, son. You're only 18 years old. Here's how I want you to do it. Up and in, low and away. Don't give him anything to hit, and don't walk him. And then he left. I was still 18 years old.
You've never forgotten that little piece of advice.
No, you can't go wrong. It's hard to argue with that logic, really.
And then you can just get your ticket to Cooperstown immediately.
Yeah, that's right. That's fine as long as they don't put any hitters up there.
A ball and 2 strikes to R.J. Reynolds. R.J. batting for only the 2nd time in the series. And as a left-hander, his average at 192. He's hitting much better right-handed than left-handed. R.J.'s role primarily now as a pinch hitter for the Bucks. As Darnell Coles is generally in right field on a regular basis. Darnell also a bit beat up. A tremendous catch that Coles made on Friday night here in Dodger Stadium.
We have seen some tremendous defensive plays on this road trip. Tremendous. We saw a tremendous breaking ball, a little speed taken off it by Orel Hershiser there for strikeout number 2.
Batting 6.
So 2 down in the second inning. A Giant Eagle home run inning. It'll be Sid Bream now.
See the hand off the bat, something off speed.
Now Bream has not had much luck against Orel Hershiser this year. He's 0 for 6. And only 5 hits against the Dodger right-hander in his career. The former Dodger against the Dodger. Down low, ball 1.
John, I want to read you a pitching staff here. Bob Gibson, Don Sutton, Steve Carlton, Bill Stoneman, Tug McGraw, Clay Carroll, Ferguson Jenkins, and Tom Seaver.
Not a bad group. Steve Blass would be included in that.
Yeah, that was the pitching staff of the 1972 All-Star team. And I went down to the bullpen. That's sitting in some pretty good company down in the bullpen, too. You leave the clubhouse where there's some Hall of Famers, and you go out to the bullpen where you're going to run into some Hall of Famers. You might wonder, Bill Stoneman, who is now the general manager of the Montreal Expos, had a couple no-hitters early in that franchise's history. McGraw was a great reliever for the Mets during that era. Clay Carroll, a great reliever, the Hawk for Cincinnati. Ferguson Jenkins and his orchestra, and Tom Seaver.
Fly ball down the left field line. Gibson toward the line in fair territory makes the catch. We did not have a home run in our home run inning, but we don't have any losers here. From Eric Cortese, we have certificates redeemable for a case of Diet Coke, courtesy of Cameron Coca-Cola. We also have a gift pack from Heinz. We'll try it again in the 4th inning. Our jackpot will be up to $800.
Reproduction or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates is prohibited.
Is there more?
There is more. The announcers for this telecast, might be surprised by this, have been selected by station KDKA subject to the approval of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Bonds will not catch up with it, so Shelby stays hot. His 5th hit in this series and 9 at-bats. He doubles to left center. Boy, he's in a groove, Steve. He's making it look easy right now.
He has had a great series against the Pirates. The big home run Friday night in a losing cause. 3 base hits last night. Keeps it going today. And John Shelby really fulfilling everything the Dodgers saw in him at Baltimore when they got him in the trade last year. Good swing, good stance, everything's in the right place, and for him the ball winds up in the right place.
One hops off the wall in left center field. An easy double for Shelby. Second hit for the Dodgers. They have a runner in scoring position. Nobody out in the second inning. Mike Scioscia, who drove in a run with a sacrifice fly last night, bunts it. It's a good bunt. Bream is there. Will flip on to walk. The out at first, and the runner goes to third.
Sacrifice goes 3-1, and John Shelby is at third base. This is a dandy bunt. I'm not so sure that was a sacrifice or a try at a base hit. It serves the purpose either way, and he almost got the bonus out of it. If it's a little slower, he's on first base.
So now the Dodgers, with the chance to take the lead, have a runner at third and one out. Bob Walk will have to do some pitching against Tracy Woodson. Woodson is 0 for 3 since being called up. Immediately hits a fly ball to center that should be deep enough to score the run. Van Slyke near the warning track makes the catch. Shelby will score. 1-0 Dodgers.
Boy, and has Tracy Woodson got some power. He just really flicked at that ball, and it wound up in the warning track in front of the 395 sign, straight away center field. So the Dodgers get a lead for the first time in this series, I believe, John.
Pirates had jumped out in front Friday 4-0. Went on to win 4-3. And yesterday a 6-0 lead. Tracy Woodson, he was the one who hit the ball on Friday night that Darnell Coles made the great play on in right center field. So plenty of depth on that ball. A double, a bunt, a sacrifice fly. 1-0 Dodgers. Anderson 1 for 8 in the series. He shows bunt.
You know, John, we talked so many times about getting the job done, moving a runner over, and you might think it's kind of a boring thing when we mention it so often, but you saw a shot of Tommy Lasorda, who's been around this game a long time, go over and congratulate Mike Scioscia for getting the job done, getting that runner over to third base.
One hopper to Bream. That'll do it. The inning's over, but the Dodgers pick up a run. We move to the third. Dodgers 1, Pirates 0 here in Los Angeles.
Bobby Bonilla, and good luck in the All-Star game.
Dodgers have taken a 1-0 lead as we go to the third here in Los Angeles. Bottom third of the order coming up for the Pirates, and coming up back in Pittsburgh, a chance to see the Bucs after the All-Star break. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all with the San Francisco Giants. But there's more. The West Coast teams continue to come on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. It'll be the Padres, and the last round against California groups. 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. It's the Dodgers. For ticket information, we have operators standing by right now to take your calls. You can call 321-BUCKS, and remember, you can charge those tickets, or you can go by the box office tomorrow. If you're outside of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County, it's a toll-free call, 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. That's B-U-Y-B-U-C-S. Hope to see you. Good homestand, an 11-game homestand immediately following the All-Star break. Fly ball to right field. Hershiser has retired 7 in a row.
And he doesn't waste any time when he gets in this groove. Be careful, because the next time you look up, it might be the 7th inning and things are pretty much the same. He's that kind of pitcher. By the way, in the Giants series, John Smiley will be working Thursday night against Rick Russell. Good matchup, and that's the third time that they will have cranked up. Bob Walk will work Friday against Kelly Downs. Downs pitching that great shutout against the Pirates last Sunday. Drabek will work against Mike LaCosse in Game 3.
Denio with a ground ball. Great play at third by Woodson. Throws him out.
So Tracy Woodson, just recently called up from Albuquerque. Looks like he might want to stay here for a while. The way he's swinging the bat and the way he handles a glove right here. A great reaction, a backhand stab. He gets up. At that point, he's going to have plenty of time after making what he made out of the play in the beginning. Play is made right there. Once he does that, he does have the time.
Bob Walk will bat. Hershiser trying to go through the lineup the first time around in perfect fashion. Walk tries to bunt. Bob is 3 for 38 as a batter.
You know, John, you mentioned about camera day here at the ballpark. No batting practice, no infield practice for either team.
Well, Woodson doesn't need it, obviously. Strike 2. 2 strikeouts so far for Hershiser. couple of fly balls, 3 ground outs, or excuse me, 4 ground outs, 2 fly balls, 2 strikeouts. Make it 3 strikeouts. A perfect 3 for Hershiser. Bottom of the 3rd. Dodgers 1. Pirates nothing.
This buzz for all that you do. Hello! Hey!
In the minors, you must have called it all 1,000 times, but you never lost sight of the dream.
I got a telegram for you, Tony.
Okay, thanks, Pops. Hi, babe. Hey, guess what? I got the call. Yeah? Brenda Majors.
You've got a shot, you'll take it.
What's his rookie umpire?
You've got the heart to make it. You've got the fire, that big league desire. You keep on reaching higher. You make America work, and this buzz for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood age for that clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers.
Hi. Compliments from the gentleman over there.
This buzz for you.
Why get any old lawnmower when you could buy a self-propelled Kubota and get a free vacuum inside? With its high-speed blade and high-suction turbo fan, a Kubota can make short work of the longest yard. Kubota.
Orel Hershiser will lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. All he's done is retire all 9 Pirates that he has faced. Manny Mota and Joe Amalfitano are the coaches for the Dodgers.
Manny Mota could still play if they needed him. He's in great shape. He always has been.
I'm sure he still takes batting practice on a regular basis.
He was a teammate of his when he spent some time with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He and Matty Lou split time in center field for a while.
Breaking ball for called strike 1. Hershiser, 091 batting average. He's 4 for 44. 4 runs batted in. Grounds it to Belliard at short. 1 away. Walk gave up the leadoff double in the 2nd inning, and the Dodgers then moved Shelby over and got him in. That's the difference in the ball game at this point. 1-0.
They got it done without a hit after that double. 2 sacrifices. And you look at these 2 pitchers, and it's not hard to understand that we're moving right along 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Not too much offense. Combined, they are 22-7. When you look at Bob Walk's record and Orel Hershiser. And they'll have a chance to talk things over Tuesday in Cincinnati at the All-Star game.
Steve Sachs, good numbers as you see against the Pirates. 0 for 1 in this ball game. Grounded out to 2nd, his first time up. Bob has not walked a batter thus far. He's given up 2 hits. Heap got a single in the 1st. Shelby with that leadoff double in the 2nd. Pirates haven't had a sniff yet. Bonilla cuts it off and guns him down.
And that's going to be a base hit if Bobby doesn't cut it off, because it would have been very deep in the hole for Rafael Belliard, and hit slowly wouldn't have gotten to him in time. Watch the short hop he takes right there. That's a good play. Excellent play. I'm going to give him a star for that one.
Okay, good.
There you see Bobby cutting across. See where he was playing originally. After that, let's load up the howitzer and get it across the infield. Bobby won't admit it, but he loves to make that throw. Maybe he will admit it.
A lot of times when he spears a ball early, he'll just stop and kind of flip. But that time he went up top, and you're right, he unloaded it. Heap a single to left his first time up, just eluding the glove of Bonds, who was coming on in left field. Warm, sunny afternoon in Southern California. Well, we've had great weather on this trip, with the exception of San Francisco. We played a couple of typical candlestick type games up there, but once we got to San Diego, it's been all peaches and cream.
John, I had a chance to talk to Don Drysdale. One of the Dodger announcers does a pregame show, and I was talking to him, and one of his questions was how was it to pitch in front of the lineup that the Pirates had in the late 60s and early 70s as that ball is down low. He said, I had to face those guys. It must have been a real treat to pitch in front of them because, as you remember, the Dodgers never had much offense in those eras, those days when he and Koufax pitched.
And you knew you were going to get some runs as a Pirate pitcher.
Darn right. You imagine what Drysdale and Koufax record would have been if they had pitched for a team like the Pirates with those bats.
The records weren't too shabby anyway.
No.
Second hit in a row for Heap. Third hit for the Dodgers. So Heap has singled twice in the ball game. He's aboard with 2 outs, and Kirk Gibson will get to swing.
No surprise about Danny Heap. He's got the reputation of being able to swing the bat with anybody. We visited with Tommy Lasorda before the first game Friday night, and he said Danny Heap will never embarrass you with a bat in his hand. Ever, ever, ever. He is a bona fide hitter, and he's giving some evidence of that this afternoon.
Kirk Gibson, as you can see, has been swinging a hot bat the last 3 weeks. Lined out kind of a loop. Well, it was a line drive. It was a handle line drive, so it wasn't a bullet that he hit the first time up, but a good play by Denny Gonzalez at second to retire Gibson.
He's one of those
high, ball 1.
One of those stop action plays, man.
Yeah.
It looked like the action stopped when the ball went off his bat, and then Denny stopped the ball from going out in the outfield.
So Gibson is 3 for 8 in the series. 2 outs, a runner at first, Danny Heap. Bottom of the third in Los Angeles. Good breaking ball from Bob Walk, and it's 1-1. If you were a batter and you were facing Bob Walk, what would you tell yourself? How would you discipline yourself on that breaking pitch that he has?
Well, I would have to be looking for the sinking fastball, but I would say I'm going to see the curveball quite often. Try to keep that in the back of the mind.
Bonds in left field, glasses down. Third inning is history. We go to the fourth. Another Giant Eagle home run inning coming up from Dodger Stadium.
Millions of miles and millions of cars, more of them every year. They're riding on Kendall Motor Oil. That's what I hear.
Every year, more Americans discover the protection that only comes with the unique, pure quality of Kendall Motor Oil.
They're riding on Kendall Motor Oil, year after year.
Kendall, protection worth its weight in gold for more than 100 years.
Enter the Kendall Summer Sizzle Sweepstakes at fine retailers in the Pittsburgh area.
I'm Jimmy Rhodes.
And I'm Steve Hansen. At Ocean City, Maryland, they picked the best body on the beach. Need we say more?
Evening Magazine, Monday at 7:30.
Pirates 88 Hardball is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. By the Heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet and your Greater Pittsburgh Chevy dealers. By Bell of Pennsylvania, we're putting our names on the line for you. And by Eaton Park, where there's always something special cooking.
Now Bob Walk, a good start for him. He's given up 3 hits, 1 run so far. The Pirates, as they come up for the second time around, have nothing to show for their efforts against Orel Hershiser. I'll tell you, somebody who'd like it would be Ann Fedoric from Blairsville, PA, because she is our latest contestant in our Giant Eagle home run inning. We have $800 in Giant Eagle groceries for Ann if a Pirate hits a home run, and it'll be Bonds, Belliard, and Van Slyke to face Orel Hershiser. He has struck out at least 1 man in every inning and retired all 9 that he's faced. Bonds was caught looking to start the ball game. And again, we are keeping you posted, courtesy the graphic information about the severe weather back in the Pittsburgh area.
John, we found Barbara Streisand in the crowd last night. We didn't recognize the fellow beside her.
No, we didn't. That shows how much we know.
Well, it was because he had shaven. He was clean shaven. Don Johnson of Miami Vice. her escort at the ballpark. Some serious cash sitting there.
Bonds went for a bad pitch. And for the second time in the game, he's out on strikes.
Strikeout number 4 for Hershiser. And he'll get you to do this. He'll get you to chase a bad ball. It's not enough that he has good stuff in the strike zone, but he will set up those kind of pitches. He has a real good idea what he's doing.
Pirates have won 4 in a row coming into Dodger Stadium, trying to get the sweep over Los Angeles and pay the Dodgers back for last year, their last trip in early May when LA smashed the Bucks 3 in a row in this ballpark. Friday it was a 4-3 Pirate victory. Saturday 8-2. Belliard grounds it to second base. 11 in a row retired by Orel Hershiser.
Hershiser first came up to the big leagues, joined the Dodgers in 1983, just worked in 10 games that particular year, but since then, starting in 1984, he has compiled a record of 73 and 44. That is serious numbers, double figures every year. Best year 1985, he was 19 and 3 with a 203 earned run average.
And he's already 13 and 3 this year with a 2.46 ERA. Throws ball 1 to Andy Van Slyke. Rather intense conversation between Rick Dempsey and Tommy Lasorda along the Dodger bench. Bill Russell joining that conversation. Tommy, a contract extension a couple of days ago, able to buy some new sunglasses with the additional money that he'll be paid through 1990.
Dodger blue shades, perhaps.
Perhaps. Van Slyke, a drive to right. That ball is headed for the bullpen area. Home run, Van Slyke. 1-1 ball game. So Andy with his second home run off Orel Hershiser, and with one swing of the bat, the Bucks get even. Number 14 for Andy.
Well, we've had a lot of activity down in the Pirate bullpen this series, but they love moving around for that kind of shot. Andy just really caught a hold of that pitch and drove it deep over the fence. No question about it being a home run, just a matter of how far it was going to go.
And I'll tell you who's going to enjoy the replay of the swing as much as anybody. It's Ann Fedoric of Blairsville, PA, because Ann, you have just won $800 in Giant Eagle grocery certificates, plus certificates redeemable for a case of Diet Coke. So we'll start over with $100 when we go to the 8th inning.
And best news about that, there's no such thing as blue food, so no Dodger blue food. You got to use it for all regular stuff.
I started to say as Andy unloaded that home run that this is Think Blue Week. This is the windup of Think Blue Week. And we've just been blued and blued and blued out here. And at this point, it is the Pirates who are making the Dodgers blue.
Singing the blues.
Of course, at night, that Think Blue is blue. They have lights up there. Kind of a pretty blue color.
It looks even prettier when the Bucks have won the first 2 games.
Didn't mind looking at it at all. Kind of a funny hop. Goes over the head of Heap. Bobby Bowe on his way to second. Marshall with a throw, but Bonilla's at second base.
And that ball almost took Danny Heap's head off. It came up, and it might have clipped him a little bit.
A wicked hop. It'll be a double. So with 2 outs, a home run by Van Slyke, and this double. Watch Heap. He doesn't know what to do here. Heads up.
And that could have been disastrous. I mean, the ball was hit like a shot coming up, taking that kind of hop. Danny Heap happy that Bonilla's at second base, and he's alive.
He was not. Heap was not happy about the hop, though.
Not a happy Heap hop.
No. Enough. R.J. Reynolds struck out his first time up. Pirates now with a go-ahead run in scoring position. How do you explain how you pitchers can look perfect the first time through the lineup, and then all of a sudden, boom?
I wish I could answer that. I can't. He can't. Peranowski can't.
Couple of strikes to R.J. Reynolds. Does not offer. R.J. struck out swinging his first time up. It's 0-2. Bonilla's on at second. Van Slyke with a home run, and the Pirates have tied the game.
I think the only thinking is you can't go through a whole game without making some mistakes. You get away with some of them, and some of them you don't. Big league hitters involved on the other side of the coin. and they take advantage. When you don't get the ball exactly where you want it, things happen. Stuff happens. And Andy Van Slyke took care of that mistake that Orel Hershiser made.
He really drilled it. Andy with 61 runs batted in now. That ties him, at least for right now, with Davis, depending upon what Davis does in Houston this afternoon, for second in the National League for Andy Van Slyke. And Andy picking up the home run. That'll move him up to 14. Put him in a tie with Andre Dawson in the top 10. A pretty good offensive production.
Well, the Bucks have the home run bat going again here today.
There's a drive down the right field line, base hit into the corner. Here comes Bonilla around third. He'll score the go-ahead run. Pirates lead 2-1. Reynolds around second, on his way to third. The relay, not in time. An RBI triple for R.J. Reynolds down the right field line. The Bucks, 3 straight hits, a homer, a double, and a triple, and the Pirates have the lead.
And you want a little 2-out offense? Here it is. After a strikeout and a routine ground ball, the Bucks pick up the home run by Andy Van Slyke, a double and a triple. And all of a sudden, they've found the key to unlock the door to Orel Hershiser. See that fan messing around with the ball?
For R.J. Reynolds, RBI number 27. R.J. picking up the triple. And that's R.J.'s first triple of the year.
And it would have been taken away from him had the fan really disrupted that bounce off the wall, but he didn't get any hands on it, so R.J. winds up at third base.
How about if we hit for the cycle here in this inning? Then it would be 3-0.
That would be very nice, although it's a little bit out of order. You have the home run, double, then the triple. But I think it's okay.
Now if we get a single here.
Just perfect.
A home run by Van Slyke. Bonilla a double. It almost took Heap's head off at first base. And then Reynolds a triple down the right field line. So R.J. is 90 feet away. The Pirates have taken the lead. It's a called strike, 1-2. Bream with a fly ball to left his first time up. All of this happening after the first 2 batters had been retired routinely. Hershiser knocked down the first 11. And now 3 hits in a row for the Pirates. The hits are even, and the Bucks have the lead.
Well, we mentioned that one of the Achilles tendons of Orel Hershiser, if you will, might be the home run ball. He had given up 13 coming in. That's number 14 in 18 starts.
It's a pretty high number. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Reynolds with an RBI triple is at third. Van Slyke is homered. Bonilla doubled and scored. Some business in the 4th, including a winner on our home run inning. Fights it off. It's still 2-2. And Fedoruk is going to receive $800 in Giant Eagle grocery certificates, courtesy Andy Van Slyke. Bob Walk headed to the All-Star game along with Bonilla, and Van Slyke has at least a lead now. I'm sure he's still a little dizzy. He's got to be spinning just a bit. You wake up and get the news with your coffee that you're going to the All-Star game.
I guess that fits in with the nickname Bob used to have, Whirlybird. He is spinning around a little bit.
He is indeed.
Great excitement. There's a great atmosphere in the Pirate clubhouse this morning, as you would expect, when they've done what they've done coming back on this trip to make good numbers appear.
Hershiser gets the strikeout, his 5th, but the Pirates get 2 runs to take the lead. Bottom of the 4th, Bucks 2, Dodgers 1.
Couldn't say enough about it.
I wish I had words to express how I do feel. I mean, it's something you just can't put into words.
Well, maybe this will help. 100% natural Heinz thick and rich barbecue sauce, available in 7 flavors at absolute minimum prices every day. So, Skip, how do you feel about the whole league shopping at Giant Eagle, except the Mets, of course?
Oh, my, I'm for it 100%.
Giant Eagle, absolute minimum pricing every day.
I played a lotto and I thought it was fine. New wild card lotto's just blowing my mind. More ways to win since wild cards in. Goodness gracious, 6 ways to win.
New wild card lotto from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick 6 numbers from 48. Match the new wild card number, and now you can even win with 3 numbers, or win more with 4 or 5. And the $1 million jackpot keeps growing.
More ways to win since wild cards in. Wild card lotto, 6 ways to win.
There are some good reasons for the S in Chevy S10's name. S stands for style. S stands for strength. S stands for selection. And now, S stands for savings with $750 cash back and up to $1,900 in option discounts for a total savings of up to $2,650. Plus, check out the all-new 4.3-liter Vortec engine. It's the most powerful engine available in a compact truck. Chevy S10, another reason why in Pittsburgh we drive Chevy.
A beach ball errantly on the field, but the Pirates with 3 hits back-to-back with 2 outs take a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Middle of the Dodger order coming up against Bob Walk.
It's warm here in Dodger Stadium, and look what the assistant trainer does. You get sprayed down. I guess that's how they do it in Los Angeles, cool them off a little bit. We used to have just an old ammonia bucket, or you put your wrists in. I'll tell you, that felt almost as good as a banana split. They had that ammonia mixed with the water, and it was very refreshing. Put towels in there and put them over your head.
Marshall, his first time up, a fly ball to center field. We'll try to keep you updated on what the Mets are doing. At last count, they were winning 4-3. The game was in the 7th inning. Playing in the Astrodome. Pirates 4.5 games behind the Mets at the start of the day. And the Bucks, 4-game winning streak. Only streak that's longer in the National League, 6 by Montreal. Marshall is out number 1.
So the Pirate pitchers continue to do a good job on Mike Marshall. Mike Dunn pitched him very well last night.
Well, he really exploded his fastball in on him, didn't he, last night?
Sure did. And now Bob Walk getting him out the first 2 times up.
So Marshall is 2 for 10 in the series. Here's one person the Pirates have not done a very good job on in this series. He is 5 for 9. John Shelby, a home run, 4 RBIs in the series. Doubled and scored the Dodger run in the 2nd inning.
Just tell by the way he's swinging the bat, he's got a lot of confidence up there. The old cliche that he's seeing the ball well. It looks like that when he takes that kind of cut.
Fouled back, updating that Mets game. We do have some additional scores. The Mets are leading 6-5, and the Astros are batting in the bottom of the 9th inning. So that's where that stands. Mets leading 6-5. Houston batting in the bottom of the 9th inning. Montreal could be on their way to a 7th win in a row. We're going to get Shelby out here. That's good news too. They lead Atlanta 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th in Atlanta. Philadelphia and Cincinnati. It's the Reds 2, the Phillies nothing in the bottom of the 5th. Andre Dawson with a home run for Chicago in the 1st inning in San Diego. They lead that game 1-0. The Cardinals and the Giants are scoreless in the 1st, and that, after giving up 21 runs yesterday, would be a moral victory, obviously, for the Cardinals.
They might be celebrating.
Oakland beat Detroit in the battle of division leaders 8-2. Terry Steinbach, who'll be in the All-Star game. Walt Weiss hit home runs. Darrell Evans with 1 for Detroit. 8-2, though. The Oakland A's win again. Fly ball, shallow down the left field line. I don't know that anybody can get to it. Belliard does.
Oh, great running play by Rafael Belliard, and he came from such a long way to get that 3rd out. Good work, Rafi.
Good job. Takes care of the Dodgers in the 4th. Lanny Fratteri will join us here as we go to the 5th in Dodger Stadium. Pirates leading 2-1.
Can I get a shake? I bet I know what Sarah's getting.
Spaghetti.
My usual. Can I have another straw?
Chicken looks good.
You forgot to pack the napkin.
Must be good. Everybody's quiet.
Like a little fries with your ketchup.
Dad.
Every dinner at Eaton Park comes with cozy seats,
Call that little?
warm smiles, and for whoever's buying, a special after-dinner treat.
I could get real used to this.
It's service all the time. The police, and he told me they'd need some additional lines installed. Naturally, our crew was able to give them what they were looking for. to have the technology, to have the ability to put all that together almost in an instant, it really was the difference between life and death.
Well, we're going to the top of the fifth. We've got Lanny Fratteri a 2-1 lead, and Lanny, the beat goes on with a timely hitting and another great defensive play. Rafael Belliard doing a great job to get that third out in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, Pirate defense has been very good on this road trip. Belliard going far into foul ground to make a dynamite catch to end the Dodger fourth inning. Great to have you with us this afternoon, and look who leads off the inning. It's Junior Ortiz.
Perfect.
Ground ball to second. And up with it is Sachs. The throw to first base is out number 1.
You think Andy Van Slyke got all of that ball he hit out? I mean, you could hear that good sound even up here in the booth.
Yeah, I think his home run went just a couple of feet further than Lavalier's yesterday.
Yeah, and you think Mike will hear about that after the game. I'm sure they'll discuss distance.
Here's Denny Gonzalez, retired on a fine play by Tracy Woodson in the third inning. Totals in the game: 2 runs, 3 hits for the Pirates, 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. All 3 Pirate hits, extra base hits. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Fouled off by Gonzalez, 2-1. Denny getting his 3rd straight start, what with Jose leaned out because of the back strain.
Danny Heap quite happy that he did not bat in the bottom of the fourth. He had a chance to go check his insurance policy.
Bunted by Gonzalez into foul territory, 2-2. Off the ball that Bonilla hit, you're referring to?
Right, almost got his head taken off. It's really a shot that came straight up, and I thought for a minute it did glance off the side of his head, but luckily he was able to get out of the way.
One away in the 5th inning. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hershiser with 1 strikeout in each of the first 5 innings. Let me ask you a question. I was thinking about this earlier today. And as Bob Walk steps in, he's an all-star. What's it like to step into an all-star clubhouse, realizing that you are among the best in the game?
It is a treat. I found myself kind of hovering behind the concrete walls in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, watching these guys, and you compete against them, Atlanta. I think you lose track of how great they are because you see them on a day-to-day basis, and you're trying to get them out and trying to win ball games against them. But you see them all in one room. It is fabulous. It is just a tremendous feeling because the All-Star selection is one of the few individual achievements that you have. Everything else seems to be so team-oriented, and you look at what the team does. But the All-Star break is what you do as an individual, and it is a great thrill. It's one of those things in that category. Everything they say it is times 10.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Pirates leading 2-1, fouled off. Do you find yourself, as you talked several days ago about some of the great pitchers who were on that all-star staff, do you find yourself looking to see if maybe the other guys do it a bit differently in terms of putting on their uniform or preparing themselves for a game because you're not in that situation?
Yeah, you do. You watch how they move, how they operate and everything because you're never in their clubhouse. And you see Tom Seaver over in one corner, and then there's Ferguson Jenkins, Bob Gibson getting ready, and Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench and I had a conference out at the mound. He came out during the inning that I pitched, and I said, what do you want to throw? He said, wait a minute, you're the pitcher. I said, I asked you first. You know, you talk about being psyched up. And
breaking ball 2-2. Well, who finally made the decision?
I think I decided to throw him a slider, and then there was a BB hit at Lee May at first base. He tagged first base, and that was it.
Speaking of all-stars and Hall of Famers.
Yes, sir.
Don Drysdale, by the way, will take part in our old-timers game. And there's another Hall of Famer right alongside, the voice of the Dodgers and of NBC Sports, Vin Scully.
Well, that's it's like an all-star atmosphere up here. Vin Scully walks by and says hello. Don Drysdale's here. Don Newcomb, Roy Campanella. It's wild. Just people keep coming by that have those great names.
2-2 pitch, fly ball to left field. Gibson will make the catch, and the Pirates are retired in order for the 4th time in 5 innings. But after 4 and a half, it's the Pirates 2 and the Dodgers 1.
All kids 14 and under get a fielding glove courtesy of Pizza Hut. Call 321-BUCKS.
I'm on the road at all hours, making a lot of quick runs and some very important stops. So I know the value of good brakes. My livelihood and a lot of lives depend on it. When I'm off duty, our lives depend on good brakes. That's why I depend on Meineke.
At Meineke, we do brakes, and we do them right. We analyze the whole system, pinpoint the problem, and fix it, period.
No matter why you're on the road, you can depend on brakes from Meineke. I do.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Suffering a loss, it means more than having a simple possession destroyed. It means suffering the shock and the aftershock that comes with a loss of control. Which is why Allstate always responds so quickly. In fact, faster than most everyone to help speed your recovery, both physical and emotional. The Allstate policy for fast, fair claims. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Congratulations, Andy Van Slyke, and good luck in the All-Star game.
You've heard us talk about the Pirates Clubhouse store, where you can visit that store at home, get the catalog with more than 100 merchandise items for Pirate fans of all ages. The telephone number to call, 322-6666. Let's catalog the first 4.5 innings for you. The Dodgers got a run on the bottom of the second inning. Tracy Woodson sacrifice fly cashing in John Shelby. The Pirates with 2 runs after 2 outs in the 4th inning. A solo home run by Andy Van Slyke, and then the RBI triple by R.J. Reynolds that knocked in Bobby Bonilla.
And Bob Walk doing a good job of shutting the Dodgers down after the Bucks took the lead, retired the LA team 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th to let that lead stand. And that's where it is right now.
Check swing by Woodson. And out number 1. And following through with the summary of what's happened so far, neither pitcher has walked a batter. There are 6 strikeouts in the game, all 6 recorded by Orel Hershiser.
Not out of character for him. Came into the game with 86 in 135 innings. Not known as a power pitcher, but he really does get his share of strikeouts with the type of pitches he makes.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. This is start number 18 for Bob Walk, and Bob has pitched through the 6th inning in 15 of his 17 starts. Talk about consistency on the mound. On a check swing, they go to Fred Brockland to the first base umpire. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Flaps up from Fred. That's it. Looked like he wasn't real crazy about verifying the fact that the batter did not go around.
Bouncer to second base, and Gonzalez throws out David Anderson. There are 2 outs in the 5th inning. Pirates leading 2-1.
Good work by Bob Walk there on that at bat for Dave Anderson. Threw him a great slider on the outside corner for a strike, then tried to tease him with a breaking ball. Came right back with another slider. So good pitches thrown. A good pitch thrown to Tracy Woodson. Bob in that good groove now. Very effective with both the curve and the slider. Junior sets up outside.
And Hershiser flips the bat at the ball and gets a base hit.
And he'll need another bat next time. I think he broke it on that particular swing. And another good pitch by Bob Walk. Watch this great swing. Ole. But it's the base hit. Doesn't have to be pretty.
Wait a minute. Were you being sarcastic, or are you of that belief that anytime a pitcher gets a base hit, it's a good swing?
Yes, both of those things.
Top of the order, and Steve Sachs. I understand you and Jim were talking the other day about the fact that if it were you guys, Jens, that had you pitched on Sunday before the All-Star game, you would not want to pitch on Tuesday in the All-Star game. You still feel that way?
Yeah, I'd just be happy to be there. I had a chance to pitch an inning the time I went, and the rotation worked that way. But I think the idea of just being there, being in that atmosphere, I think would be enough for me.
Sachs, the batter, takes a strike. In light of the fact that Cone and Walk and Hershiser and Maddox, they're all pitching today, Whitey's going to need somebody Tuesday.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing to see how he uses his pitchers.
And his catchers.
Yeah, that's right. Only 2 catchers.
Ground ball to second base. Gonzalez to Bream. So Sachs is grounded out for the 3rd time of the game. No runs and a hit, 1 man left on. We've written 5 chapters this afternoon, and it reads the Pirates 2 and the Dodgers 1.
if it wasn't for the rivers, a lot of us guys would be looking for another line of work.
It means our livelihood. It means livelihood for lots of people. The river has paid for my children's education, pays for my home, new truck I drive. It's just my livelihood.
The locks are good for the economy because they create jobs for other people.
As someone who grew up here, I know that our waterways are our economic lifeline. Without them, we couldn't move the coal, the steel, the products we need to keep and create the jobs that we have in Western Pennsylvania. That's why I fought for legislation and federal funds to modernize, to expand, to bring up to date our locks and dams from the top of the Monongahela to the lower Ohio. That waterway river system that is efficient and modern means jobs, not just for the people on this waterway, but throughout our region.
Senator Hines is really for the people on the river, and he's doing everything he possibly can to help us.
Right now, there's a clean, crisp, ice-cold, beechwood aged Budweiser with your name on it.
2-1 Pirate lead as we go to the 6th inning. Here's Bob Walk coming down off the mound after pitching the 5th.
Yeah, Junior Ortiz saying, take me to Cincinnati. Bob says, I don't have another ticket.
In case you've not heard the news, Bob Walk has been named to the All-Star team to replace the injured Robbie Thompson. Time for the Equibank Challenge, sponsored by Equibank, the Straight Talk Bank. The 9th person to call 333-9363 with the correct answer will win 4 box seat tickets to a Pirates home game. Who was the last Triple Crown winner? A. Ted Williams, B. Steve Balboni, C. Frank Howard, D. Carl Yastrzemski.
Or E. Secretariat? That was courtesy of Lonnie Dale. That was his vote.
Steve Balboni?
Well, we know one thing, it's not all of the above.
Yeah, maybe that's the approach you need to take on this, friends, is kind of backtrack and deductive reasoning. Barry Bonds trying to deduce something here. He looked at a called 3rd strike in the 1st inning and then went down swinging at a pitch that was down and in the 4th. 2-1 Pirate lead, 6th inning. Steve Balboni?
You saw it right there. That was on the card.
Bouncer to Sachs, and he can't make the play. Barry Bonds hobbling down the line, so Sachs really had some extra time because of Barry's bad knee. But it's a base hit for the Buccos, and the Pirates have been cyclical today. They've had 4 hits, homer, double, triple, and single.
And it's worked out to be good enough for a 2-1 lead.
Rafael Belliard. Lunchtime?
Jim Rooker has been at the trough again. Was that
went to the buffet table? Yes.
3 or 4 hamburgers or cheeseburgers he had there.
Here's Rafael Belliard, who has twice bounced out to second baseman Sachs. Pirates lead 2-1 in the 6th inning.
Let's see if Raffy tries to move Barry Bonds over to second base.
Bunted in foul territory. We had a question today, a letter from a Pirate fan to the Sid Thrift Show about bunting, and Sid said rather candidly that Pirate bunting this year has been poor. And you know what, with the reputation of Sid Thrift and Jim Leland and the coaching staff, they'll continue to work hard with this crew to try to correct that problem.
Well, people continually say, why can't major league hitters and pitchers bunt the ball? I don't think they work often enough at it. I'm sure they concentrate when they work on their practice. I just don't think the practice is done enough.
Do you think there's a feeling in the game on the part of some players and maybe some coaches and managers that what with all the artificial surfaces in baseball that it's tougher to bunt on those surfaces and they get away from it?
It is tougher, but it can be done. What the theory is on the artificial surfaces is to deaden the ball, not necessarily try to go down each line, but just try to hold the bat tight enough where the contact is made and the ball just kind of dies off the bat rather than springs off the bat. And they say bunt it right out in front of home plate.
Bunted to Danny Heap, who falls down, can't find the ball. Everybody's safe.
Oh, what a break for the Bucks. 2 breaks now as Barry Bonds got the infield hit on a ball that Sachs really could have taken more time with because of Barry's knee problem. And now Danny Heap not able to find the handle on the bunt. So the Bucks with 2 base runners, nobody out when it very possibly could have been an entirely different situation. Jim Leland coming out just to kind of double check and make sure Barry Bonds is all right at second. And Barry says, yeah, okay, I'm okay out here, but he is really hurting on that knee.
And the scoring decision, it is a sacrifice E3. Bonds at second, Belliard at first, nobody out. Here's Andy Van Slyke. Orel Hershiser giving up the home run to Van Slyke in the 4th inning. So Hershiser's allowed 14 home runs this year, giving up 6 of the 14 to the Pirates in '88.
Big breaks for the Bucks here in the top of the 6th.
Outside ball 1. Pirates lead 2-1 over the Dodgers. The Buccos hoping to sweep this series, hoping to make it a 5-game winning streak. Last report, we had the Mets leading in the 8th inning against the Astros. 5-4 was the last score I saw with New York on top. Actually, that game moving into the 9th inning. Should have a final real soon. Sachs to Anderson, and the throw to first base to Heap, not in time. The Dodgers get the middleman, erasing Rafael Belliard, and Barry Bonds moves to 3rd.
So Andy Van Slyke hustling as he always does, beating this double play, and it becomes a big factor as the Bucks now with a chance on a sacrifice play to get it done.
Let me see that slide again. Did you see Belliard slide? He forced Anderson to jump up and get the throw off the pivot as Belliard was about a step and a half outside the base path. We've seen a lot of that in this series.
Little payback by Rafael. He's been on the receiving end several times.
Bobby with a double and a run scored in the 4th inning. Bobby's career batting average against Hershiser is .400. And ball 1. Bobby has just 2 RBIs on this road trip. In a good situation here, with Bonds at 3rd, Van Slyke at first, 1 out. Pirates lead 2-1. Dodger infield at double play depth. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tommy Lasorda's ball club starting the day 3.5 in front of the Giants. The gentleman with the sunglasses, that is Rick Dempsey. Throw to first base.
Good-looking sunglasses, but not even close to the batting helmet that Mickey Hatcher was wearing here at camera day. Had the beanie on top that spins around.
Yeah, I think Lasorda wore that the other night on national television. Can you believe that?
There it is. Check that out. Sunday afternoon in L.A.
L.A. is fine. The sun shines. Up in 2-1. Had another. I was asking Sid on his radio show today about Bobby Bonilla. Bobby slumping during this California road trip, and Sid said that the Pirates lately have tried to curtail some of the media interviews of Bobby. It's been taking a lot of time, not only at the ballpark, but guys from across the country calling Bobby at the hotel, and that does indeed take some time away from a player. Also, Bobby not seeing good pitches consistently lately.
It seems like every town we go to, there's a feature story in the newspaper about Bobby Bonilla.
Runners at first and third, 1 out. 2-1 pitch. And it misses. 3-1. Inning started with the Bonds infield single. Belliard put down a sacrifice bunt. The ball bobbled by Heap in an error charge to the Dodger first baseman. And then Van Slyke bounced into a 4-6 force play at second. So Bonds at third with Van Slyke across the diamond. 3 balls and a strike on Bobby Bo. Pitch that was up, fouled back. And Bobby, after going after what might have been ball 4, pounds himself on the batting helmet.
Yeah, he knows the ball was out of the strike zone. I think the one thing that really gets to Bobby, and he's got such an even temperament, is mistakes. Those are the things that get him angry. He doesn't have any problem with, I think, a pop-up or hitting a ground ball for an out. That's part of the game. But when he makes mistakes, I think that really frustrates him. That was a mistake there.
Ball 4 with Van Slyke running on the 3-2 pitch. A throw to second base, but it doesn't matter. Now they're going to appeal to John McSherry on that check swing. That's a good job by Scioscia.
That really was, because if they get the call from McSherry, the out has been made at second base. It's a double play, and they're out of the inning. So he does a good job of covering his bases by following through with the play. Now Ron Peranowski's going to come out.
And Tommy Lasorda does not agree with John McSherry. Lasorda feeling that Bonilla had gone after the pitch. And Scioscia did the right thing. Dorsey takes a gamble by putting the ball in the air, throwing to second base.
I don't think he went around on that one.
I don't either. Well, the throw to second to Van Slyke, or to get Van Slyke, but because of ball 4, Andy is down at second. Bonilla at first, Bonds at third. That's the first walk of this ball game.
6 strikeouts recorded by Hershiser. Bob Walk, as Lenny just alluded to, a clean slate. No walks, no strikeouts.
R.J. Reynolds struck out in the second and tripled in the 4th inning, driving in the Pirates' go-ahead run. R.J. playing in right field today in place of Darnell Coles. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pirates 2, Dodgers 1, 6th inning. Base hit center field. Bond scores. 3-1 Pirates. Van Slyke will cross the plate. The Buccos lead 4-1. R.J. Reynolds with 3 runs batted in today. And on the play, Bonilla goes to third.
Well, how about all the credit in the world to R.J. Reynolds coming off the bench, the triple and the single, RBIs each at bat. Boy, that is just great to be able to watch, and Jim Leland's got to feel so good about that. He puts R.J. in the lineup, and boy, does he ever come through.
Next Sunday night at the Sheridan Station Square, R.J. Reynolds will lead the troops in Pirate Waiters 88. Well, serving up 2 key hits in this ball game is Reynolds. 4-1 Pirates. Gold at the corners and 1 out for Sid Bream.
And activity in the bullpen.
Outside, ball 1.
Tim Cruz, number 52, warming up for the Dodgers.
Tommy Lasorda seeing his ace. Touched up for 2 runs in the 4th inning and 2 runs here in the 6th. And the Bucs still doing business. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. So the decision of John McSherry turns out to be a favorable one for the Pirates. Instead of it being a strikeout and a caught stealing on a check swing, Van Slyke went down to second base. Bonilla walked on the play, and Pirates followed up with a 2-run single.
Good work by R.J. Reynolds. Hershiser had given up 22 base hits coming into this game against the Pirates in 13 innings. So they've had their hacks against him, and they're continuing that today, making the most out of 5 hits so far this afternoon.
See if the Pirates elect to run with Reynolds at first base sometime during this Bream at bat. Fouled back, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You look at a 4-1 lead at this point, a critical at bat for both the Pirates and the Dodgers. The Dodgers to try to keep the Pirates within sight. Sure would be nice for the Bucs to notch a 5 up on that board.
Orel Hershiser, winner of his last 6 starts. Trailing our Bucs 4-1. And the pitch to Bream, base hit right field. That'll drive in Bobby. Sid Bream comes through with the RBI base hit. 5-1 Buccos.
And the bats have come alive the last 2 nights. 8 runs last night. They get their 5th this afternoon with Cruz warming up down in the bullpen. We'll see how far Tommy Lasorda is going to go with Hershiser.
Junior Ortiz.
As Scioscia's out to talk to the Dodger right-hander.
And as you look at that bit of good news there, 5-1, they've just posted a final on the board. The Astros came back and beat the Mets 6-5.
Oh boy.
Houston sweeps a 3-game series. Ron Peranowski going to the mound. Pirates at the start of the day 4.5 games back of the New York Mets. And Paranowski will go to the bullpen.
So the log on Orel Hershiser, he goes 5 1/3 innings. At this point, he has given up 6 hits, 5 runs, struck out 6, and only walked 1 batter. Pirates getting well in 2 innings, 2 in the 4th, 3 here in the top of the 6th. Take a look and see if it is Cruz coming on. He was throwing number 52. It is him.
So as far as the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, Dodgers trail our Pirates 5-1, and we'll be back with more from Dodger Stadium in Southern California in just a moment.
In recognition of his outstanding defensive play in recent weeks, Allstate is proud to present the Allstate Good Hands Award to Andy Van Slyke. In Montreal recently, Van Slyke made an unbelievable running, diving catch in right center field. And just in case you didn't believe that one, he made a similar catch against the Mets in the recent series in Three Rivers Stadium. Congratulations to Andy Van Slyke. And remember, whatever your insurance needs, you're in good hands with Allstate.
It comes from the earth, naturally. Abundant, friendly to the environment, natural gas. It warms your home for less money. It's a clean, hard-working fuel for business and industry. And with a technology called cogeneration, it can even make electricity. That's right. While natural gas heats and cools a building, it can light a building. And lighten the electric bill, too. Natural gas is your best energy value. Peoples is making it better.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. A Pirate fan that is proudly displaying his black and gold, and he's got the broom out.
Yeah, hoping for a sweep here in Game 3 of this 3-game set. Bucks winning the first 2, obviously. Tim Cruz comes on for the 21st time. He's 3-0 on the year, 270 earned run average, no saves, 40 innings, 41 hits, 18 strikeouts, 9 walks. He came over to the Dodgers with Tim Leary after the 1986 season in the Greg Brock deal.
Right-hander out of Tampa, Florida. Tim Cruz, second Dodger pitcher of the game. Orel Hershiser today hoping to become the second 14-game winner in the National League. That will not happen. And we want to congratulate Bill Graham of Greensburg. Correctly answered Carl Yastrzemski, the last Triple Crown winner. And for Bill Graham, 4 box seat tickets to a Pirates home game courtesy of Equibank. So it was Carl Yastrzemski and not Steve Balboni.
Well, the Bucks playing a little first and third music here in the top of the 6th inning, too. That helps when you can advance 2 bases on the singles. Always keep a man at third base with less than 2 outs. You love that situation. You can cash in a run without the benefit of a base hit. So many different ways. Good to see that man down there.
Junior with 2 home runs this year, 4 in his career. Junior's home runs this season, he hit one off Don Carmen on April 14th, the other off Mark Grant on April 30th. Pirates on top 5-1 in the 6th inning. Final game before the All-Star break, and then the start of the second half of the season on Thursday night, opening night 2 against the San Francisco Giants in the beginning game of an 11-game homestand. Call the Bucks right now. Operators standing by to accommodate your ticket needs at 321-BUCKS and 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. Bunt attempt fouled off as Reynolds was breaking for the plate. Pitch from Cruz that was up and in.
So Jim Leland hoping to catch the Dodgers off guard with that squeeze play. RJ coming full throttle. He'll appear in the right part of your screen. And we'll go back to position now, first and third.
No balls, 2 strikes. Reynolds at third, Bream at first.
Don't assume that Jim Leland would not try it back to back. He likes to do things a little bit differently.
Bouncer up the middle. Shortstop Anderson flips to Sachs at second for 1. The throw to first, not in time. The ball rolls away from Heap, and Ortiz on his way to second. Here's the throw to second base, and Junior is safe.
And Reynolds was coming on the play. It was a hit and run.
And the Pirates lead 6-1. Junior gets the RBI off a fielder's choice. The out at second base, 6-4, Anderson to Sachs, and then charged the error on the Dodgers second baseman that allows Ortiz to go to second. Junior able to slide in safely ahead of the throw of Danny Heap, just in front of the throw. Here's the play again with Reynolds running on the pitch, as you see. Six-1 Pirate lead. Gonzalez swings and misses, strike one.
At first, when I saw R.J. breaking, I said, well, maybe I did call it. Maybe they're going to try to squeeze again, but they turned Junior loose, and it wasn't the prettiest run that the Pirates have scored all year, but just another notch in the belt to take it up to 6-1.
Swing and a miss. The Pirates getting 4 runs in this inning. And one of the big plays of the inning, the error charged to Danny Heap on the Rafael Belliard bunt.
And the kind of hurry-up play by Steve Sachs on Barry Bonds' leadoff infield chop, that he might have had a little more time to set himself, knowing that Barry is hobbled by that bad knee.
Outside 1-2. Two outs, runner at second base. And Cruz with a 1-2 pitch. Fouled off by Gonzalez. Denny is the 8th Pirate to bat in the inning. Jim Leyland's ball club has a chance to finish up before the All-Star break 12 games over 500. Club at the moment is 48-37.
You know, Andy, if you are a member of the New York Mets, it's like that movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. The people look back and say, who are those guys? Yeah. The Pirates won't go away, and it's just such a great reflection on them. It seems like they struggle a little bit, don't look like a good ball club for 2 out of 3 games or so forth, and then they get themselves righted.
Outside 3-2. Jim Leyland made that comment on his radio show today about the fact there was a point recently when it looked like the Mets might run away and hide, and they did that 2 years ago. When the Buccos lost on Monday on the 4th of July in San Diego, the team was 7.5 games out, and at that point the ball club was in 3rd place, but spent just a day in 3rd place. 3-2 pitch. Bouncer to second. Gonzalez is out. The Pirates score 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning. 3 hits. There were 2 Dodger errors and a man left at second base for the Pirates. After 5.5, Pittsburgh 6, Los Angeles 1.
With Equibank's value plan, you get checking, checks, and a safe deposit box, all for free. Plus, no-fee traveler's checks, a no-fee Mac card, and more. It can save you up to $200 a year and only costs $4 a month at Equibank, the straight talk bank.
Equibank asked me to tell you about their loan line, because to apply for a loan, all you need is one of these. Just go to your phone, dial 1-800-LOAN-LINE, and they'll call you back in 1 hour. Loan line at Equibank, the straight talk bank.
I want a man with a slow hand. He's got a face that I love to touch.
Introducing the new Schick Ultrex Plus. Its pivoting head has a lubricating comfort strip and 1-push cleaning to shave you smoother than ever.
A touch this easy makes me understand. When it comes to love, I want a slow
New Schick Ultrex Plus, the easy touch for the ultimate shave.
Meet underneath Gate C at 12 o'clock and take pictures of Pirate players before the game. Call 321-BUCKS.
6-1 Pirate lead. Jim Leyland's ball club enjoying it this Sunday afternoon in Los Angeles. Friends, a reminder that area Eden Park restaurants have great Pirate prizes awaiting winners in the Sale of the Century sweepstakes. Enter through July 15th. No purchase necessary, but you must be at least 18 to win. First base umpire Fred Brocklander.
Going back to the point you were making about this ball club showing character and really not fading, I think we're beyond the era where people are saying this is a young ball club. When you play this type of baseball in these type of games, you grow up very quickly. This is not a young ball club anymore. A young ball club, I think, might have tucked their tail behind their legs and gone away when the Mets had a couple of those spurts. But this club is hanging in, and that's how you grow and that's how you mature. And they're mature now. This is a ball club that grinds it out and doesn't go away.
Danny Heap takes high ball 1. 6 runs charged to Orel Hershiser this afternoon, and 4 of the 6 are earned. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Final details on the Astros victory. Houston getting 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to win it 6-5. Rafael Ramirez scored Kevin Bass with the winning run. Juan Augusto in relief, the winner. He's 6-0. Roger McDowell, the loser, 4-2. Starters were Cone and Darwin. But the Astros came back with a Poole home run in the 8th. And then the 2 runs in the 9th to win it 6-5. What a turnaround. And ball 4, Bob Walk issuing his first walk of the game, and Danny Heap's on base for the 3rd time. Now Gibson, who is 0 for 2, retired in a fine play by Gonzalez in the 1st inning, then hit a fly ball to left field in the 3rd. Late turnaround for Houston and New York last weekend. The Mets won 4 out of 5 from Houston at Shea Stadium, and this weekend the Astros sweep the series.
And they are so tough in that Astrodome, and that's another one of those things in baseball. It's hard to explain, but you get Houston in their backyard, they are extremely tough.
Pirates lead 6-1. On a check swing, John McSherry says no swing.
Boy, get yourself some tickets for that game Thursday night. John Smiley and Rick Russell. And then get your tickets for the Giants series. You're going to see some good pitching.
Fly ball left or right field. Reynolds just in front of the warning track, makes the catch. Gibson flies out to right, out number 1, and Danny Heap back to first base.
We will be bringing you that game, by the way, Thursday night on KDKA, Pirates Television Network. John Smiley and Rick Russell.
That is opening night 2 for the Bucks at Three River Stadium. Start of an 11-game homestand.
Do it right. Climb inside your TV set, drive it to the ballpark, and you're all set. Ready to go.
1 on, 1 out. Mike Marshall, the batter. Bouncer to Belliard. To Gonzalez for 1 on to first. The throw goes off the tip of Sid's glove into the dugout. And I believe that'll be an error on Denny Gonzalez, allowing Marshall to go to second base. A fielder's choice E4, says the official score.
So it looks like it's going to be a double play. Belliard gives the ball to Denny, and frankly, Denny looks a little gun shy out there at second base.
Denny playing second base for the 3 games of this series, with Jose leaned out because of the back problem. Runner at second and 2 outs. Pirates lead 6-1 in the last half of the 6th inning. And John Shelby, who is 5 for 10 in this series. Shelby doubled and scored the Dodger run in the 2nd inning. Base hit, right field corner.
And they're going to rule fan interference.
Yes, they are. They're going to put the runner at second base. Now, it's not automatically 2 bases. It is in the judgment of the umpires. And they're going to rule 2 bases here, but it's not automatic, and Tom Lasorda is going to come out and argue.
First base umpire Brocklander went out right away and gave the signal. The hands up over the head, holding one hand with the other, indicating fan interference.
You'll recall that earlier in the ball game, when Reynolds hit a shot into the right field corner, The ball was not touched by a fan, according to Brocklander. Reynolds ended up at third base on the play. Yeah, the ruling is fan interference. It makes it a dead ball automatically, and then the umpires have the opportunity to put the runner where they think that runner should be if there were no fan interference.
Now Brocklander comes all the way over from first base, and Lasorda is hot. He is really going at it with John McSherry. And there's also a little frustration in terms of this series involved in this argument.
So it is a double for Shelby that drives in Marshall with the Dodgers' second run, and the Pirate lead is 6-2. It may be that Lasorda is bringing up the play that we saw earlier. The fact that Reynolds was able to get to third on a very similar play back in the fourth inning. Tommy Lasorda has had his say with the crew chief and third base umpire John McSherry.
You'll be able to see it right here. The fan. Yeah, there's contact made. The ball is hung up in back of his hands. So either hit it going in or coming back off the fence. On the Reynolds three-base hit, a fan reached over, but it seems like the ball never was touched.
Yeah, the signal from Brocklander back in that inning was no fan interference. He gave the safe sign. Here comes Jim Leland out.
You're going to escort that fan out of that area.
Not pleasing the Dodgers and the Dodger faithful, the fact that the fans here feel that that fan has, that particular fan has cost the Dodgers a base. Again, it is not an automatic book rule double on fan interference. It's an automatic dead ball right at that point, but the umpires have the opportunity to put the runner where they think the runner belongs.
So both conferences are ended. The conference between Lasorda and McSherry, and Jim Leland with his entire infield, Bob Walk. And we will resume now with 2 outs and the Dodger run in.
Mike Scioscia, the batter, he's 0 for 1. Plus a sacrifice. Good play on a backhanded effort by Sid Bream.
That saves a run.
Dodgers are retired in the 6th inning, getting 1 run on 1 hit. There was a Pirate error and a Dodger left at second base. After 6th inning, Pirates 6, Dodgers 2.
'88 Hardball is sponsored by Cameron Coca-Cola, bottlers of Coca-Cola Classic, the official soft drink of summer, and just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. By McDonald's, it's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. By Equibank, Pittsburgh's straight talk bank. And by the Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages, the one that works.
6-2 Pirate lead as we get ready for the 7th inning. And for the Pirates, Bob Walk will lead off, then Barry Bonds and Rafael Belliard. Pirates got 2 runs in the 4th and 4 runs in the 6th inning. Dodgers with 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 6th.
And the Dodger lineup remains intact now with Tim Cruz, the pitcher. Everybody else in their original spots. Cruz on in relief of Orel Hershiser, who went the first 5 1/3 and gave up those 6 runs, as Lanny mentioned, 4 of which were earned.
Seeing the scoring update, Tracy Woodson knocked in the first run of the game with a sacrifice fly, and then the Van Slyke home run and a Reynolds RBI triple. Bouncer to shortstop, and Bob Walk is out number 1. Continuing with the scoring summary, the Pirates getting 4 runs in the 6th inning. 3 hits and 2 errors in the frame. It was Reynolds knocking in 2 runs with a single, and then Bream with a base hit. Ortiz got an RBI and a fielder's choice. The Dodgers' second run coming in the 6th. A 2-out double by John Shelby that knocked in Mike Marshall. Barry Bonds takes ball 1. And just reconstructing the bottom of the 6th inning, and follow along with me if you will, Steve. I would say that because of the ruling of the Shelby double, that makes that run unearned, correct? 1-1.
Yep.
Had there not been the air, Marshall would have been at first base before the Shelby double. There's a fly ball into shallow left field, and Gibson comes on to make the catch. There are 2 outs. in the 7th inning. Pirates lead 6-2.
Shortstop, Rafael Belliard.
$43,014 on camera day at Dodger Stadium. We'll have a camera day in Pittsburgh next Sunday for the 4th game of the series against the Giants.
And that's not counting the 5 guys that those attendance figures, the 5 guys down in the Pirate bullpen, all of whom I think Jim Leyland would use today if necessary. When he's got this situation going, you've got a ball game in hand, not automatic certainly, but I would think to get this ball game, to do everything you could to preserve it, you'd pull out all the stops.
Cruz with a pitch to Belliard, up high 2-0. There are the troops.
Enjoying the afternoon so far. One move they had to make was on Van Slyke's home run.
3 balls, no strikes.
You know, you look for excitement down in the bullpen. You tell stories, you invent games, and then somebody hits a home run and you go crazy like you've never caught a baseball before. Everybody wants to catch the home run or get the ball, and then they look at it. I've got a home run ball. And then, of course, Rich Donnelly will create something with that whole scenario.
3-1 pitch topped off the third base side of the mound. Woodson coming on, can't make the play, and Belliard's got himself an infield single.
Raffy gets it done in this ballpark. You don't want to put all these hits end to end and see how far they add up to, but they are on the record.
Hit number 1 for the Pirates shortstop today, and the Buccos get their 7th of the contest.
Two out lightning for the Bucks in the top of the 4th. Maybe they can do it here in the top of the 7th.
Andy Van Slyke's home run on a 2-0 pitch in the 4th inning. His 14th of the year, RBI number 61. Pirates getting 6 runs off the Dodgers starter Orel Hershiser. 4 of the 6 runs earned. Pitch to Van Slyke, ball 1. Talking about Rich Donnelly telling stories and being the master of that bullpen. I get the impression from being around Rich, he definitely believes in the old baseball adage, don't let facts stand in the way of a good story.
Absolutely. I think that's a good theory.
It's amazing in this game how much stories become embellished over the years.
Oh, yeah, and they get better. They're better and better and better with each telling. The fastballs are faster. The home runs go further. The antics are wackier.
Runner going. Ball 2, throw to second base, and Raffy has himself a stolen base, number 3.
So Rafael Belliard, in his own quiet way, getting even with some of the activities that have been going on. The Dodgers coming in hard at second base. No problem with that, but it's fun to get even. Steal a base here and there. He broke up a double play nicely, so Raffy's got to feel pretty good about this day today.
He's in scoring position for Van Slyke, and Andy has the advantage of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. And Cruz trying to get even, but Belliard back safely. Ball 3 as Cruz came to the plate with that pitch. Shortstop Anderson was out of position.
He was standing on second base. A little miscommunication between the pitcher and the shortstop. When you as a pitcher sees your shortstop make that big commitment and wind up the bit, you've got to step off. You can't throw a pitch in that situation.
Down low, ball 4. Cruz walks his first with Belliard at second. Van Slyke trots to first. And the batter will be Bobby Bonilla.
Third baseman, Bobby Bonilla.
Not Tommy Lasorda's most fun weekend, even with a contract extension.
Pirates winning Friday night, last night, and the Buccos leading today. And on the other side of the card, the Mets swept by the Astros this weekend. Houston has won this afternoon 6-5. So the Bucks could fly home tonight, only 3.5 games out of first place. Fouled back out of play, strike 1.
Goes back, Lanny, to Jim Leyland's philosophy. it's great to beat a team head-to-head, but there's other ways of gaining ground. And a prime example is what's happened the last 3 ball games. The Pirates winning, the Mets losing, so it doesn't have to be the Bucks against the Mets straight up. It can get done. Whenever you win, you've got a chance of gaining some ground.
Base hit right field. Belliard coming around third, and Rafael will score. The Pirates lead 7-2. Neal with 2 hits in the game, and Bobby picks up his 59th run batted in. 7-2 Buccos.
So they get that 5-run lead back. Dodgers getting a run in the bottom of the 6th. The Bucks erase that with a run here in the top of the 7th. More activity in the Dodger bullpen.
Here's R.J. Reynolds. Been a good day for R.J. He has 3 runs batted in. RBI triple in the 4th, a 2-run single in the 6th. Once again, gold at the corners for the Pirates.
Jay Howell working down in the pen.
Outside ball 1. You were talking a moment ago about the Pirates picking up ground. The weekends have been good for the ball club. The weekend in Montreal, the team gained considerably on New York, and doing the same thing this weekend here in Los Angeles against the Western Division leading Dodgers.
And on a West Coast trip. Lanny, do you recall, I'm sure you were here and remember well, the trip that the Bucks made when they went 9-1 on a coast trip? I'm not sure what year that was, but that happened a while ago. And I remember reading about that and following it on the TV and radio when I was back in Pittsburgh, and what a great trip that was. 9-1 out here.
I can't give you the year, Steve, but I do remember the trip. Bouncer. Backhanded by Anderson. Out at second base. Close call, but the Dodgers get it. Force out on Bonilla at second base. That ends the inning on a 6-4 play. Pirates come up with a run on 2 hits and 2 men left on base. After 6.5, it's the Pirates 7 and Los Angeles 2.
In Oprah, weekdays at 5 on KDKA TV2.
Here's the play that ended the top of the 7th inning.
Did the man at second base cheat on this play? Good play by Anderson. Is the foot on the bag? Who knows? So it's an out. It's an out anyway.
Scored 6-4 at second base. Pirates lead 7-2. Let's finish up on some unfinished business. The run scored by the Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th was indeed an unearned run. And Steve was talking about that 9-1 Pirate road trip. It was in 1983, in July of that year. The Bucks winning 9 of 10 in California. Strike 1 to Tracy Woodson. In 1983, the Pirates under Chuck Tanner finished in 2nd place with a record of 84-78. Let's look that play again. Follow up on Steve's comment about whether Sachs was on the base or not.
Okay, I'm wrong again. He didn't cheat. My apologies to Steve Sachs.
Belliard to Bream, and Woodson is out number 1. Here in the 7th inning, Pirates lead 7-2.
Shortstop, Dave Anderson.
By the way, this would be, just to follow up again on Steve's notes about California trips, this would be the best California trip for the Pirates under Jim Leyland. Buccos have never swept a series at Dodger Stadium under Jim Leyland. Anderson, fly ball left center field. It will be Andy Van Slyke to haul in out number 2. Tim Cruz scheduled next, but Mike Davis, left-handed batter, will pinch hit. Pirates 7, Dodgers 2. 1 home run on the ball game. Andy Van Slyke getting his 14th of the year. R.J. Reynolds has 3 runs batted in this afternoon. Davis losing his spot to Mike Marshall, and Marshall told Tommy Lasorda that because of his back problem he needed to move to right field. And a strike call. Bob Walk hoping to go to the All-Star game Tuesday night with 10 wins. He has made a sizable down payment on that already here this afternoon.
Career high of 11, so you would assume if Bob keeps throwing the ball the way he is, we'll get to that mark and well beyond it.
Well, he's 15-5 as a starter the last 2 years, 6-1 last year. Swinging a foul back, 1-2. Sid Thrift said on his show today that when he called Bob in the hotel room, apparently one of Bob's children answered the phone, and Bob said that when his son or daughter said, "Dad, Sid Thrift is on the phone," Bob was afraid it was something else. Could he have possibly been thinking trade? Fly ball left field. Bonds limping in to make the catch, and the Dodgers are retired in order in the 7th. Going to the 8th inning, and coming up for the Buccos, it'll be Bream, Ortiz, and Gonzalez, a 7-2 Pirate lead. Ball game moves to the 8th inning. We've got our 3rd Giant Eagle home run inning coming up, and our contestant this time around is Tom Marchinsky of Pittsburgh. Because we had a winner in the 4th inning, we bring the jackpot back down to $100. In addition to a shot at the Giant Eagle certificates, our contestant will receive a gift pack from Lipton Lowry. A new pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, the 3rd Dodger hurler of the day, is Jay Howell.
Jay Howell will come on for the 24th time, 2-2 on the year, 2.79 ERA, 8 saves for Jay. 29 innings pitched. He has given up 26 hits, struck out 27, walked 12. Howell after Hershiser and Cruz. Tim Cruz goes an inning and 2/3, couple hits, a run, a walk.
Elsewhere in Major League Baseball today, we told you that the Astros beat the Mets 6-5. Augusta over McDowell. Montreal and Atlanta are tied 2-2 in the 11th inning in Atlanta, Georgia. Cincinnati leads Philadelphia 5-4 in the 9th inning. Eric Davis a home run for the Reds, his 14th. Phil Bradley and Von Hayes have homered for Philadelphia. Well, the Cubs and Padres are tied 2-2 after 4. Dawson and Sundberg hitting home runs for Chicago. And the Giants lead St. Louis 1-0 after 4 innings of play. Mike Aldrete accounting for the Giants' run with a home run. Just 1 run for San Francisco today after 21 yesterday, but it's still early in that game. 4th inning. Sid Bream 1 for 3 with the RBI single in the 6th. Pirates beginning the day 3.5 in front of the 3rd place Cubs, and as we told you, the Cubs and Padres tied 2-2 in the 5th inning at Jack Murphy. Fouled off by Bream, 1-1. In the American League, Oakland beat Detroit today 8-2. Stewart over Terrell. Old Weiss at a grand slam. And Oakland picks up a game on Minnesota. The Twins lost to the Brewers 3-2 in Minneapolis. Oakland's lead now in the American League West is 5.5 games. With the Tigers losing, the Yankees lost today to Kansas City 5-3. New York stays 3 games back of Detroit in the American League East. Here it's the Pirates 7 and the Dodgers 2, 8th inning. And the ground ball to Steve Sachs. There have been quite a few ground balls to Sachs in this game.
Well, Andy, going back to that game yesterday between the Giants and the Cardinals, it's not a pretty sight, because if you look out in the San Francisco bullpen in a situation like that, all their relief pitchers are salivating. There's drool coming out of their mouth. They want to get in that game, get the starter out, and let me get the win on an easy game. Go up to the guy who's pitching. How you feeling? Pretty hot out there, isn't it? Everybody wants to pitch in that ball game.
You know, sometimes I really like it when you're descriptive, but then other times.
I've been in games like that. All the relief pitchers coming out, they're asking how the family is, how you feeling, arm a little stiff, a little tight, anything wrong? Everybody wants in on the act.
1 out. Final score in the Reds game: Cincinnati beats Philadelphia 5-4 at Riverfront Stadium. 1 ball, 2 strikes. American League Finals: Baltimore beating Texas 2-1. California over Cleveland 7-5. Bob Walk and the Pirates leading today 7-2. We're in the 8th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Junior. Gonzalez to follow, and then Walk in the hole. a strikeout for Howell, his second Pirate out of the 8th inning.
Second baseman, Denny Gonzalez.
Bob Walk came into this game ranked 4th in the National League among the earned run average leaders, giving up a couple runs so far. Today we're saying that second run was unearned, so just 1 earned for Bob through the first 7.
Well, Denny Gonzalez 0 for 3. Denny's 0 for 10 in this series. Starting all 3 games at second base for the injured Jose Lean. Toronto beat Seattle today 5-0. Jimmy Key and Tom Henke combined for the shutout. And the White Sox beat the Red Sox 4-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pirates have 8 hits, including a Van Slyke home run. R.J. Reynolds with 2 hits and 3 runs batted in. Bobby Bonilla with a couple of hits.
Curveball out of way. Slider.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think they've got a little different set of signs here.
Check swing. And no swing, says the flapping Mr. Brocklander. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, nobody on base, 8th inning on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon in Southern California. Turned out to be kind of a nice weekend here in Los Angeles.
Oh, did it ever. The Pirates get 6 more outs. What a pleasant plane ride it would be back to Pittsburgh.
I understand that the plan for the All-Stars is to fly back to Pittsburgh and then move into Cincinnati tomorrow. All-Star contingent led by Bobby Bonilla, Andy Van Slyke, and Bob Walk. There's a walk from Jay Howell. Gonzalez is on, 2 outs, and Bob Walk will bat here in the 8th inning.
Bob Walk.
Bicentennial in the Queen City, and they'll celebrate in Riverfront Stadium Tuesday night with the best of the National League against the best of the American League. Also, the AAA All-Star game is coming up this week. It'll be in Buffalo on Wednesday.
They'll have a full house for that, but that's nothing new up there. Bison's drawing great, getting great crowds.
Tommy Prince and Benny DiStefano named the All-Star squad. They're putting together the best of the National League affiliates at the AAA level against the best of the American League affiliates. Called strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Howell in the inning. No runs, no hits, a Pirate walk, and Gonzalez left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Pirates 7 and the Dodgers 2. At top of the inning, so for Tom Marchinski of Pittsburgh, we'll be sending out a couple of consolation prizes, certificates redeemable for a case of Diet Coke, and also a gift pack from Lipton Lowry for Tom Marchinski. We'll have another home run inning for you with a $200 jackpot on Thursday night.
And we got a little activity in the Pirates bullpen. Bob Walk is still in the ball game, but Barry Jones and Dave Rucker doing some throwing just in case.
Steve Sachs 0 for 3. And a strike on the outside corner.
Not just any strike. That was a perfect slider as you take a look at the righty and lefty working down there.
And Mike LaValliere, boy, has he enjoyed the weekend in Los Angeles. 3 hits on Friday night, 3 hits, including a 3-run homer last night.
What a difference a day makes, though. He has a big night last night. Now he's down warming up pitches.
Yeah. Inside, Jim Leyland talked about that earlier, about the fact how important it is for the catchers to get their work. Ortiz getting the start today and doing a good job handling Bob Walk, and give Mike LaValliere, who's had sore legs, has had problems with his legs down through the years. Give him a chance to rest today, and then they take the All-Star break off.
Yep, the Bucks are going to enjoy those 3 off days.
You know what, Spanky? We were driving out last night on the team bus. Interesting, here in Dodger Stadium, the team bus actually does come on the field. And as the bus went down the right field line, Spanky jumped up and said, "Let me see if they've painted the seat where my ball hit." A shot that just did get inside the foul pole and over the fence.
Shades of old Yankee Stadium with that short fence down each line.
Glove by Denny Gonzalez, and as Denny went up, so did Bob Walk. One away.
Oh, great play by Denny. The second real good play he makes. He gets way up in the air on this one to get the first out in the bottom of the 8th. Do it, Denny. Great play, great timing. And to his left, Bob Walk. Just as high
doing the same thing, yes. One away, Danny Heap the batter. He's been on base 3 times in the game. Denny made a nice play on the ball that Kirk Gibson hit in that first inning, a ball that seemed to knuckle at Denny.
Hit off the hands. Sachs, the victim of 2 good plays. I thought Bobby Bonilla made a nice play on him in the 3rd inning, too, coming kind of side saddle on a ball he hit.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pirates 7, Dodgers 2. 7 runs, 8 hits for the Bucks, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Heap has retired Bream to walk.
I'll tell you, it's interesting to look at Bob Walk. Overpowering, without a strikeout. Bob Walk has been in control of this ball game. 2 runs for the Dodgers, 1 in the 2nd, 1 more in the 6th. Only 1 of them earned.
We'll bring up Kirk Gibson. We continue to get notes from Pirate fans. A lot of Bucco fans here in Dodger Stadium this weekend. Rodney and Jamie Heist. Great Pirate fans. Former residents of the New Kensington, Arnold areas. Gibson hitless in this game, 3 for 8 in the series. Pirates on top 7-2. Fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike. This matchup today, a battle of all-star pitchers. Hershiser against Walk. Hershiser, the lone Dodger representative, and the LA starter was knocked out in the 6th inning in 5 1/3 frames. He gave up 6 runs, 4 earned. Bob Walk's gone all the way for the Pirates, and Bob hoping to get his 2nd complete game of the year.
As we mentioned, not striking anybody out. He has walked 1 batter. That was Danny Heap.
Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. The Dodgers scored the game's first run back in the 2nd, but the Pirates took the lead in the 4th inning. And our Buccos out in front 7-2 in the 8th. 3-1 pitch. Gibson flies out to Van Slyke. The Dodgers set down an order in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th. Pirates 7, Dodgers 2. You know, there are a number of ways for managers to tell a pitcher he's out of a ball game. Watch this.
That's it. End of discussion. Shakes Bob Walk's hand, and John Smiley right there. What a job for Bob Walk on a Sunday afternoon, 2 days before he goes to his first ever All-Star game. Great work. If you're keeping a card, Bob Walk, 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 of which was earned. Did not strike out a batter, walked 1, and pitched himself 1 whale of a ball game.
3rd time this year that Bob Walk has pitched a game and not recorded a strikeout. Against San Diego, April 30th, Bob 6 scoreless innings, no strikeouts. Against Houston, May 16th, 6 innings, no strikeouts. But then again, what was the line from the movie Bull Durham? Strikeouts are fascist. Ground balls are democratic.
That's right.
Or something like that. Fly ball to right. Bonds retired by Marshall. 1 away in the 9th inning. Pirates leading 7-2. Note here from Sharon Betcha, who is formerly from Western Pennsylvania, now living in Phoenix, and here this weekend in Los Angeles, rooting for the Pirates. Two-run fourth inning for the Pirates, a four-run sixth, and a one-run seventh. Belliard 1 for 3 with a base hit, stolen base, and a run scored in the seventh. The Astros scored 2 runs at the bottom of the ninth inning today, and Houston defeated New York 6-5, a sweep for the Astros in that series against New York. Last time the Pirates were only 3.5 games behind the New York Mets, June 27th, after the Pirates had beaten the Mets 2-1 at Three River Stadium, the night that Mike Dunn beat Dwight Gooden. The Pizza King, Rafael Belliard. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Howell working his second inning of relief. Anderson's throw to first base, not in time. An infield single for Rafael, his second infield base hit of the ball game.
The problem now is they're going to have to pry Rafael Belliard away from his locker here at Dodger Stadium. He won't want to get on that airplane and go back to Pittsburgh.
You know, I was just checking. Rafi has 5 hits in this series. 4 are infield singles, swinging the bat, and 1 is a bunt single. 1 on, 1 out, ninth inning. Pirates now with 9 hits. And foul ball, strike 1. The Pirates, their first 3 hits were extra base hits. Van Slyke homered. To that point, Hershiser had been perfect, retiring the first 11 Pirate hitters. But the Van Slyke home run on a 2-0 pitch, then a Bonilla double and a Reynolds triple. Three of the Pirate 9 hits are infield singles. 0-2. Van Slyke has 6 career home runs against the Dodgers. And a foul ball that came off the body of Andy Van Slyke in the batter's box. So the strike keeps the count at no balls and 2 strikes.
There's about half of the original crowd still here at Dodger Stadium. 43,000 starting off. As you can see, Andy taking one off the puppy. As usual, he'll get no sympathy from anybody in the Pirate dugout.
Final score is in from Atlanta. Expos winning 13, 4-2.
That is a hot baseball team for the for the Montreal Expos now, 7 in a row.
Well, Montreal moves to within 7.5 games of the New York Mets. Swinging a foul tip, Socha unable to hold on. Boy, Buck Rogers did a fine job with that Montreal club last year, and he was named National League Manager of the Year, and doing a good job again this year.
We also have a very legitimate candidate down in the Pirate dugout, right there.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Boy. What a great guy to be around. Jim Leyland, real straightforward, and of course feels very strongly about you got to go out and work hard each day. It's not going to be given to you. And it's not given to Andy. He looks at a called 3rd strike. Howell gets his 3rd strikeout.
Andy retired on the breaking ball. That is a good curveball. Out over the plate, down in the strike zone.
Talking about Jim Leyland. Jim plans to spend some of the off time home in Perrysburg, see his mom and dad. Bonilla with a shot into center field, base hit. Belliard will go to 3rd base. The Bucks have runners at the corners again, as Bobby Bonilla, who had been struggling on this road trip, collects 3 hits in the ball game. And the 3 Pirate representatives for the All-Star game have accounted for themselves very well today.
I guess they have. Van Slyke with a home run.
Right fielder.
Bobby Bonilla with 3 hits, and of course you know what a job Bob Walk has done, departing now after his 8 innings of work, departing with a 5-run lead and a 7-2 score.
1st and 3rd, 2 outs, and R.J. Reynolds the batter. R.J. 2 for 4. RBI triple in the 4th inning and stands to get the game-winning RBI at this point. Then a 2-run base hit in the 6th inning. Ball boxed by Scioscia. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. 9th inning. Pirates lead 7-2 in the Dodger 9th. Marshall, Shelby, and Scioscia are the scheduled hitters, 4, 5, and 6. Fouled away. Talking about Jim Leland a moment ago. Jim and his wife Katie have recently purchased a home in the Pittsburgh area, so they're planning what they hope will be very deep roots. Of course, the old adage in the game is watch out. Very often that's a kiss of death when you buy a home in a particular city, but Jim really does love Pittsburgh, and I know they'll enjoy their new place. I think they move in August.
You know, I think there's some credence to what you're saying, Lenny. I bought a home in Pittsburgh in 1972, and a year and a half later, I was out of baseball. It wasn't just a move. It was a permanent move. They said, pick up your mail, buddy. You're out of here.
But you've been in that home a long time, haven't you?
Yeah. Moved there in the summer of 1972. And still enjoy it there. A good neighborhood, a lot of fun.
I was going to say, it's a shame that you've not gotten to know your neighbors over the years.
Oh, have I ever. All times of the day. And night.
We'll be heading for the All-Star break real soon. 9th inning. Pirates lead 7-2. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. And the pitch to Reynolds, down low. I get the impression from being around the ball club and being around the people that travel with the team, we all feel that the All-Star break is coming at a perfect time. Bouncer off the mound. Howell will make the play unassisted in the 9th inning for our Buccos. No runs on 2 hits and 2 men left on base. Again, we'll tell you that in the Dodger 9th, it's Marshall, Shelby, and Scioscia. 7-2 Pirates. Was because of the Shelby double and then the sacrifice fly by Tracy Woodson. Pirates tied the game on a Vance Like home run in the 4th inning, then a Bobby Bonilla double followed by the R.J. Reynolds triple, and the Pirates had a 2-1 lead in the 4th. Buccos taking advantage of a couple of Dodger errors in the 6th inning to score 4 times in that frame, and it was R.J. Reynolds who knocked in 2 runs with a single. Bream with an RBI base hit, and Junior Ortiz got an RBI when he bounced into a force play. And then the Dodgers scored their 2nd run in the 6th inning. Shelby doubled in Mike Marshall. It was an unearned run because of an error charged to Denny Gonzalez. And the 7th Pirate run scored in the 7th. 10 hits, 1 error for the Pirates, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Dodgers. Couple of Pirate changes, including a new pitcher.
Jim Gott will come on to pick it up for Bob Walk. Tommy Gregg is out in left field for Gott. As you see by the numbers there, 4-3 on the year with 11 saves for the big man.
And according to the Dodgers scoreboard, and they put down the batting orders here on the scoreboard, they've got Jim Gott in the number 1 spot of the order and Tommy Gregg in the number 9 position. Jim Gott is not in a save opportunity here. Ball 1. He would have to come on and pitch 1 inning with a lead of 3 runs or less, 3 runs or fewer.
Lenny, how long ago was it when Jim Leland was talking about his ball club and talking to them and telling them, let's not look forward to the All-Star break. Let's make sure we take care of business along the way. Everybody's going to enjoy the break, and it'll get here without us worrying about it, but let's not look to it.
Watch out. Mike Marshall, blocked by Jim Gott. That ball ended up in the first row of box seats. It's behind the screen.
And thank goodness for batting helmets.
Oh, boy.
Mike Marshall went down, but he got up and trotted down to first base. Well, you hold your breath when a situation like that happens.
Marshall talking to Sid Bream at first base. Bream will not hold the runner on. At batsman, Dodgers have a base runner in the 9th inning. Buccos leading 7-2. And John Shelby, who's had a good weekend series, he fouls a pitch off strike one. Shelby 2 for 3 today with a pair of doubles, a run scored, and a run batted in. In this weekend set, Shelby is 6 for 11 with 5 RBIs. Marshall at first base, nobody out. Pitch is down low, 1-1. Bob Walk, in giving up just 1 earned run today, lowers his earned run average to 2.47.
Started out at 2.56.
All-star Andy Van Slyke will make the catch, 1 away. Shelby retired, and Mike Marshall back to first base. Good look at that batting helmet where Marshall was hit by the Jim Gott pitch.
Right over that ear flap up on top.
Mike Scioscia retired in a fine running catch in foul territory by Rafael Belliard in the 4th inning. Pirate infield at double play depth, and the pitch is down low, ball 1. Jim Gott, no wins, no losses, and 1 save against the Dodgers this year, as Scott picked up the save Friday night. Don't forget the Buccos are home for a big 11-game homestand. It begins with opening night 2 Thursday night. Giants are coming in for 4 games. Rick Russell against John Smiley Thursday night. Plan to call the Pirates and order your tickets or stop by one of the Pirate ticket outlets. 1 ball and 1 strike on Scioscia. Got 4 with the Giants coming up, then 3 against the Padres and 4 against the Dodgers. Bouncer to Gonzalez. To Belliard at second, on to first, a game-ending double play. Mike Scioscia bounces out 4-6-3. Jim Gott finishes up for Bob Walk. The Pirate right-hander Bob Walk is a 10-game winner, and the Buccos are now just 3.5 games back of the New York Mets. The Pirates defeat Los Angeles, and there was no doubt about it. Final score: the Pirates 7 and the Dodgers 2.
The detective in charge, and you know how I figured out what done in Mr. and Mrs. Finkel? True, there was no motive, but there are clues everywhere. Bowling trophies, broken tennis racket. They had been active people once, but then they quit. It's too late for them now, but not for you, kid. Keeping fit is no mystery. Just find an exercise routine you like and stay with it.
A promotional consideration has been provided by Travel King, the official travel agency of the Pirates television network. The Buccos sweep the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Pirates' win streak is now 5 games. A 7-2 victory over Los Angeles. And earlier today, the Astros scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to defeat the New York Mets 6-5. And here's how they look in the National League East. The Mets just with a 3.5 game lead over our Buccos.
Oh boy, is that a pretty picture. Enjoy that one. The Bucks going into the break with 49 wins, 37 losses, 12 over 500. 3 games back in the loss column, and that is nice music, and also some room to breathe between the Pirates and the Chicago Cubs right now. But the Bucks not looking at the Cubs. You got to look in the other direction. The Mets are the team that they're looking at.
Pirates sweeping this 3-game series at Dodger Stadium, while the Buccos get help from the Astros with a sweep of the New York Mets in the Astrodome. Now the ball game with the Pirates winning 7-2 today. R.J. Reynolds is our player of the game. R.J. with a game-winning RBI. He tripled, driving in Bobby Bonilla in the 4th inning, and that was the run that gave the Pirates a lead they never relinquished. And then in the 6th inning, a 2-run single by Reynolds that knocked in Barry Bonds and Andy Van Slyke, and part of a big 4-run 6th inning. R.J. Reynolds, our player of the game, and congratulations to R.J. The Action here at Dodger Stadium. The totals for you: for the Pirates, 7 runs on 10 hits, 1 error, 7 men left on base. The Dodgers 2-5-2 with 4 left. Bob Walk becomes the first Pirate right-hander since Donnie Robinson to record 10 wins before the All-Star break. Orel Hershiser, who's now 13-4, has suffered 2 of his 4 losses against the Pirates.
Boy, and what a great job by Bob Walk. And he got that information about the All-Star game this morning. You don't know how a pitcher is going to react. Of course, it's an exciting time, but it also could act as a distraction. Well, today it did not. Bob Walk picking up his 10th win, and a 5-hitter from Bob Walk and Jim Gott combined, and the Dodgers never got more than 1 hit in an inning, so the hits were spaced. Bob Walk was just terrific, and good luck to him and the other All-Stars in Cincinnati Tuesday.
Yes, indeed. They've made us proud, and we'll look for the Buccos to open well against the San Francisco Giants on Thursday night. That is the beginning of an 11-game homestand. Do plan to see the Buccos as much as you can, and we hope that you'll join us on Thursday night. That's our next TV game, the Pirates against the Giants, and we'll be joining you at 7:30 on Thursday night. The executive producer of Pirates Baseball is Jane Adair. Today's game produced by Bill Schisler and directed by Lonnie Dale. Associate producer Richard Sutphin, coordinating producer Frank Surovic, and graphics coordinator is Tom Thomas. The Pirates sweep the Los Angeles Dodgers. A 7-2 victory here this afternoon at Dodger Stadium. Our Buccos have won 5 in a row, and they're now just 3.5 games back of the New York Mets in the National League East. Now for Steve Blass, John Sanders, and Jim Rooker, this is Lanny Fratteri bidding you a very pleasant good afternoon from Southern California on the Pirates Television Network.
Pirates 88 Hardball is sponsored by Budweiser, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you. By the new Giant Eagle. If you're not paying the absolute minimum price, you're paying too much. And by Allstate. Leave it to the good hands, people, to insure your car, your home, your business, or your family.
You can win one of 50 hot new